All right.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Commissioner Hughes. This is the 2 p.m. initial appearance calendar for Thursday, September 11th. Do I have a Spanish court interpreter on the line?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Yes. Muy buenas tardes. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Muy buenas tardes. Soy la comisionada Hughes. Estas son las audiencias de las 2 de la tarde, comparecencias iniciales para el 11 de noviembre de 2025.
The court's orders regarding the taking of DNA and fingerprint samples made on the first calendar of September will apply to all of the hearings on this calendar.
Las órdenes judiciales provistas durante el primer calendario del mes de septiembre para que se obtengan las muestras de ADN y huellas dactilares también corresponden a esas audiencias.
As we get started calling people here this afternoon, I will call each of you into the courtroom one at a time.
A medida que convocamos a cada una de las personas, voy a pedir que pase uno individualmente, uno a la vez.
I will ask one of you to stand in front of me behind this gray podium here in the courtroom, and then I'll ask the next two people I intend to call into the courtroom to line up in the two chairs right inside this door.
Le voy a pedir que a la persona primera que pase va a pararse en el podio gris que está en el medio de la sala. Las otras dos personas van a pararse, alinearse en las sillas que están justo a la entrada de la sala.
Once you work your way into the courtroom and you're behind the podium, I will start by asking you to state your full name and date of birth. Then I'll tell you why you're here.
Ya que estén en el podio, les voy a pedir que digan su nombre completo, como también les voy a pedir que digan su fecha de nacimiento y les mencionaré por qué están aquí.
You all have the right to the assistance of counsel in a criminal case. When you're in the courtroom, I will tell you whether the court has appointed a public defender to represent you.
Cada uno de ustedes que se le imputa un delito mayor tienen el derecho a que se le nombre un abogado. Les voy a mencionar si es que el tribunal les nombra a un abogado de oficio.
Whether or not a public defender is appointed to represent you, you all always have the right to hire a private lawyer to defend you if you wish to.
Ya sea que el tribunal le nombre a un abogado de oficio o no, cada uno de ustedes tiene el derecho a contratar su propio abogado particular para que lo represente.
When you're in the courtroom, I will also give you the next court hearing dates and times that you'll be required to attend after this court hearing.
Cuando estén aquí en el juzgado, también les indicaré cuáles son sus fechas y horarios de las siguientes audiencias que se requiere que ustedes comparezcan.
And the last thing that we'll do while you're in here is talk about whether you are legally eligible for release from custody. If you are, we'll go over on what terms and conditions you could be released.
Y también lo que les mencionaré es que si llenan los requisitos legales para que tengan medidas cautelares de libertad, de ser así, les indicaré cuáles son los términos que deben de acatar.
It's important for you all to know that even if you are getting a public defender, there will not be a lawyer in the courtroom this afternoon for your defense.
Es importante que incluso si se les nombra un abogado de oficio, no va a haber un abogado que lo esté representando en el juzgado el día de hoy.
It's also important for you to know that you have the right to remain silent, but that anything you say in the courtroom could be used against you.
Es importante también que usted esté al tanto de que tiene el derecho a permanecer callado y todo lo que usted mencione puede ser utilizado en su contra.
Because you won't have a lawyer in here and because anything you say could be used against you, you should think very carefully before you make any statements regarding the facts about why you're here.
Debido a que no va a haber un abogado en el juzgado y todo lo que usted diga puede ser utilizado en su contra, debe de pensar cuidadosamente sobre los hechos, las afirmaciones de los hechos que usted pueda mencionar al estar aquí.
Last thing I'll tell you all before we get started is that all of the information you get while you're in the courtroom will be given to you in a written document as soon as you're done in here and you step back into that room. So don't feel like you need to memorize all the information we go through.
Lo último que deseo mencionar es que toda esta información que vamos a repasar también estará por escrita en el documento que se les entregará al concluir la audiencia. Así es que no tengan en cuenta de que tengan que memorizarse todos los detalles que mencionemos aquí.
Okay, can I please ask Glenda Aguamea to work your way into the courtroom? Roberta Avalos, if you would work your way to the chair inside the door.
Muy bien, le voy a pedir que Glenda Agamea pase a la sala del tribunal y también a Roberto Ábalos, si puede pasar a la silla justo fuera del juzgado.
Okay, can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Muy bien, ¿puede por favor decir su nombre y su fecha de nacimiento?
Glenda Judith Nguame Osuna, mayo 27, 1980.
Glenda Judith Aguamea Osuna, May 27th of 1980. Jose Garcia, court interpreter with CITS.
Thank you very much. You are here on a bench warrant issued by the Superior Court when you failed to appear at a status conference in an existing felony case involving causing death by a motor vehicle.
Usted se encuentra aquí debido a que se emitió una orden de arresto proveniente emitida por un juez debido a que usted no compareció para una audiencia de actualización procesal por un punto acusatorio de estar involucrada en un accidente que causó una muerte.
You have a lawyer already assigned to represent you in that case. That lawyer will continue to defend you.
Usted ya tiene a un abogado que se le ha nombrado para que le represente en esa causa. Dicho abogado o abogada le continuará representando.
Your next court hearing will be an arraignment hearing September 18th. It will be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown.
Su siguiente audiencia será una vista incoatoria, la cual va a ser el 18 de septiembre, 8:30 de la mañana, en el Tribunal Superior del centro de la ciudad de Phoenix.
Because you are here on a writ and you are in the primary custody of the federal government, you are not eligible for release on bond.
Debido a que usted está aquí por escrito y está bajo la tutela del gobierno federal, usted no llena los requisitos de que se le asigne una fianza.
What that means is that you will stay in state custody until this state case is resolved. After that, you will be returned to the federal government.
Lo que eso significa es que usted permanecerá en la custodia del gobierno estatal hasta que su causa estatal quede resuelta. Después de eso, pasará usted a la custodia de vuelta del gobierno federal.
Do you understand that information?
¿Entiende usted esa información?
Sí,
Yes.
entiendo.
Okay,
I
thank you
understand.
very much. Thank you. You can step back and get a copy of your paperwork.
Muchísimas gracias. Puede volver y se le dará una copia de su papeleo.
Roberto Avalos, if you would work your way into the courtroom, please.
Roberto Ábalos, si puede pasar al juzgado, por favor.
Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Roberto
¿Me
Javier
puedes-
Ábalos,
Wait for
puede
him to
decir-
do the interpretation.
Por favor, espere la interpretación, señor. ¿Puede, por favor, decir su nombre y su fecha de nacimiento?
Roberto Javier Ábalos, marzo 9, 1956.
Roberto Javier Ábalos, March 9th, 1956.
Thank you very much, sir. You are here on an allegation of a new misdemeanor offense.
Gracias, señor. Usted se encuentra aquí debido a las aserciones de haber cometido delitos menores.
I should have said you're here on allegations, plural. The allegations you're here on are 4 counts of driving on a suspended license, all misdemeanors.
Debí de haber mencionado que son, en plural, delitos menores, 4 puntos acusatorios de haber conducido con una licencia suspendida.
I did find probable cause to support one of those 4 allegations, but I did not find probable cause to support the other 3.
He determinado de que existe el motivo fundado de procesamiento contra usted por uno de esas aserciones, de esos puntos acusatorios, pero no encontré el motivo fundado de procesamiento judicial por los otros 3 imputaciones.
Because the allegation supported by probable cause is a misdemeanor, you're not entitled to a court-appointed lawyer.
Debido a que el motivo fundado del procesamiento judicial está vinculado con delitos menores, usted no llena los requisitos para que se le nombre a un abogado de oficio.
If you wish to have a lawyer defend you against that allegation, you will have to hire a lawyer at your own expense.
Si usted desea tener los servicios de que un abogado lo represente en esa causa, usted tendrá que contratar su propio abogado particular.
Your next court hearing will be an arraignment hearing September 25th at 8:30 in the morning in the Country Meadows Justice Court.
Your Honor, may the interpreter request a repetition? Is that 25?
Yes,
25th?
yes,
And it was 8:30, Your Honor?
correct.
Thank you, Your Honor. Su siguiente audiencia va a ser una vista incoatoria que se va a celebrar el 25 de septiembre, 8:30 de la mañana, en el Juzgado de Paz, Country Meadows Justice Court.
I am inclined to release you on your own recognizance. That means you would be released from custody without being required to post a bond.
Tengo la inclinación de ponerle a usted en libertad bajo su propia caución juratoria. Significa que no se requeriría fianza para que usted sea puesto en libertad.
Upon release, you would then be responsible for getting yourself to your next court hearing, and you could not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license.
Tras ser puesto en libertad, usted sería responsable de acudir a su siguiente fecha de audiencia. No se le permitiría conducir, al menos que tenga la licencia de conducir válida.
Do you understand those conditions and agree that you'll abide by them if released without a bond?
¿Entiende usted esas medidas cautelares de libertad y está de acuerdo en acatarlas sin una fianza?
Sí,
Yes.
sí.
Thank you very much, Mr. Avalos. You can step back and get your paperwork.
Muchísimas gracias, señor Ábalos. Puede volver y obtener su papeleo.
Okay, Mr. Interpreter, those were the only 2 individuals I show as requesting a Spanish interpreter. Before you disconnect, could I ask you to please make an inquiry of the gallery just to make sure that we don't have to call you back for somebody else?
Absolutely, Your Honor. Be happy to. ¿Existe alguien más presente esta mañana que necesite los servicios de interpretación al idioma español? Si puede, por favor, levantar su mano.
Sir, can you tell me if there's any hands up?
No, no.
Okay, I'm told no hands were raised. Thank you very much for joining us. You can go ahead and disconnect.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a wonderful day.
You too, thank you. Okay, can I please have Ruben Castro into the courtroom behind the gray podium? Jonathan Stanley, if you would please take a seat in the first chair right inside this door. Asia Goods, if I've pronounced that correctly, if you would please have a seat in the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Ruben Castro, February 12, 1996.
Thank you very much, Mr. Castro. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 2 counts of aggravated assault. They are both Class 4 felonies. I have found probable cause to support those allegations, and I've appointed a public defender to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference September 17th and then a preliminary hearing September 19th. They will both be at 8:30 in the morning, and they will both be in the Superior Court downtown. On these allegations, you have a $25,000 secured appearance bond. Secured appearance means you can use a bonding company to post that if you wish to. If you do post that bond and you're released from custody, you are ordered not to have contact with any alleged victims or witnesses of the underlying offenses. You also could not possess or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription if you are released. And if you're released from custody and you don't have a valid driver's license, you could not operate a motor vehicle. Do you understand those conditions, Mr. Castro?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, thank you, sir. You can step back and get your paperwork. Jonathan Stanley, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Miss Goods, if you would please shift over, and then if I could have Luis Gonzalez in the second chair, please. You okay, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Jonathan Stanley, 425 1981.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stanley. You are here on 4 different matters. The first matter that you're here on is allegations of new charges. Those allegations are 1 count of disorderly conduct involving weapons, that's a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of threatening and intimidating, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause to support those new allegations. The second matter you're here on is an allegation that those new charges violate Term 1 of your probation here in Maricopa County. On the new charges and the Maricopa County probation case, I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next court hearings in those 2 matters will be a status conference on September 17th and a preliminary hearing September 19th on the new case, a probation revocation arraignment hearing September 18th on the probation case. So hearings 17, 18, and 19 all at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On these 2 Maricopa County cases, you have a total secured appearance bond of $25,500. It's $25,000 on the new case, $500 on the probation. The other 2 matters you're here on are probation violation warrants issued by the Coconino County Superior Court. On those 2 Coconino County probation cases, if you don't already have a lawyer, the Coconino County judge will appoint one for you at your next hearing. Your next hearing on the 2 Coconino County cases will be an arraignment hearing September 16th at 8:30 in the Coconino County Superior Court. On those 2 warrants, you have a total bond of $15,000. So let me do the math really quick so I can give you a full total. So your full total for all 4 cases will be $40,500. It is all secured appearance. If you post that and you are released, you cannot have contact with the alleged victim of the new allegations. You also can't possess any weapons or drugs without a valid prescription if you're released. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Stanley. You can step back and get your paperwork. Asia Goods, if you would work your way into the courtroom, please. Mason Bernal, if you'd work your way to the second chair. Okay, I apologize if I mispronounced your name. Can you give it to me, please, and your date of birth?
My name is Ajay Goods, and my birthday is September 3rd, 1995.
Thank you, Ms. Goods. Okay, is your first name, I hear you pronouncing it Ajay, is it A-J-A-J or A-J-A-I?
A-I.
A-I, okay. And that's what's on your driver's license, state-issued
Yes.
ID, birth certificate? Okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Ms. Goods. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 1 count of aggravated assault on a first responder, that is a Class 5 felony, 1 count of disorderly conduct, 1 count of driving on a suspended, revoked, or canceled driver's license, and 1 count of simple assault. Those last 3 are all Class 1 misdemeanors. I did find probable cause to support those allegations, and I've appointed a public defender to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference September 17th and then a preliminary hearing September 19th. They will both be at 8:30, both in the Superior Court downtown. On these allegations, you have a $5,000 secured appearance bond. If you post that and you are released from custody, you cannot initiate contact with the arresting law enforcement officers. You also cannot possess any weapons or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription if you're out of custody. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes.
Okay, if you'll step back to your left, I'm going to have my clerk reprint your paperwork. Your name was spelled wrong, so I want to get it spelled correctly and give you the correct paperwork.
Substitute, we'll bring it over to you.
Okay, Luis Gonzalez, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Vanessa Farrell, if you would work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Luis Gonzalez, 05/01/1974.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. You are here on 2 different matters. The first matter that you're here on is allegations of new offenses. Well, they're both allegations of new offenses, but let's start with allegations of new offenses based on a new arrest. Those allegations are 1 count of assault and 1 count of disorderly conduct. They're both Class 1 misdemeanors alleged to have been committed yesterday, September 10th. The second matter you're here on is allegations of new charges based on an initial arrest warrant that was issued back in 2008. It looks like that was issued by what is now the El Centro Justice Court. The underlying allegations in that initial arrest warrant are 1 count of false reporting to law enforcement, 1 count of driving on a suspended license, and 1 count of failing to show a driver's license or ID. They're all misdemeanor allegations. Those are alleged to have been committed September 1st of 2006. On the new assault disorderly conduct allegations, you will get a lawyer appointed for you at your next court hearing by the next judge you see on that case. Your next hearing in that matter will be an arraignment hearing September 17th at 8:30, that one in the McDowell Mountain Justice Court. Your next hearing on the arrest warrant will be an arraignment hearing September 15th. That one will be at 8:30 in the El Centro Justice Court. On both of these matters, you have a $750 secured appearance bond. That's each. So your total bond will be $1,500. You can use a bonding company to post it. If you do post that bond and you're released from custody, you cannot have contact with the alleged victim of the new assault and disorderly conduct allegations. You could not return to the scene where those allegedly took place. If you're released from custody, you also could not possess any weapons or drugs without a valid prescription. And if any orders of protection have been or are later served upon you, you would be required to strictly comply with the terms of those orders. That last one is true whether or not you're in custody. Do you understand all of those conditions?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. You can step back and get your paperwork. Mason Bernal, if you would work your way into the courtroom, please. Jennifer Atakai, if you would work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Mason Bernal, 03-2005.
Thank you, Mr. Bernal. You are here on two different matters. The first matter that you're here on is an allegation of a new charge. That allegation is one count of interfering with judicial proceedings by disobeying a court order. It is a Class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause to support that allegation. You will have a lawyer appointed for you at your next court hearing in that case. Your next hearing in that matter will be an arraignment hearing September 17th at 8:30 in the McDowell Mountain Justice Court. The second matter that you're here on is a failure to comply with court terms warrant issued by the Santan Justice Court in a different misdemeanor interfering with judicial proceedings case. Same thing on the lawyer. You'll get one at your next court hearing in that case. Your next hearing on the warrant matter will be an arraignment hearing September 16th at 8:30. That one is going to be in the Santan Justice Court. So 16th at 8:30 in Santan, 17th at 8:30 McDowell Mountain. On both of these matters, you have a $500 secured appearance bond. That will make your total bond $1,000, all secured appearance. If you post it and you're released, you cannot possess weapons or consume alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. If any orders of protection or orders against harassment have been or are later served upon you, you must strictly comply with the terms of those orders unless and until they are quashed or dismissed by the court that issued them. Do you have a question?
I just have like a statement. I have for the restraining order, we have a court date in a couple weeks to get it squashed. I mean, yeah, I know I wasn't supposed to like see her and stuff like that, but we live together because we've been working things out.
So here's the deal. Leaving this court, if you post this bond and you get out, you can't go back and live there.
Yeah, I know.
At least until your first court hearing. That's true even if you get that order of protection quashed. So I don't know when your hearing on that is, but if it happens before you go to the court on this case, you still have to comply with the terms of this release order until you see the judge on this underlying criminal case.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions?
No.
All right, thank you. You can step back and get your paperwork. Vanessa Farrell, if you would work your way into the courtroom, please. Brandon Moore, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Vanessa Renee Farrell, 6/30/92.
Thank you, Ms. Farrell. You are here on a probation violation warrant. A petition to revoke your probation alleges that you have violated terms 3 and 5. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you in the probation proceedings. Your next court hearing will be a revocation arraignment hearing September 18th. It will be at 8:30 in the probation court downtown. On that warrant, you have a $500 secured appearance bond. If you post that and you are released from custody, you cannot possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
So I won't be released today?
Not unless you post that bond.
So if I don't, then what?
If you don't post that bond, you'll stay in custody at least until your probation hearing on the 18th. MCSO would transport you to that court hearing. Any other questions?
No.
All right, thank you very much. You can step back. Jennifer Atakai, if you would work your way into the courtroom, please. Manuel Montoya Ruiz, if you'd work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Jennifer Marie Atakai, 5/20/69.
Thank you, Ms. Atakai. You are here on 2 probation violation warrants. In both cases, petitions to revoke your probation allege that you have violated terms 3 and 5. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you in both cases. Your next court hearing will be a probation revocation arraignment hearing. It'll be September 18th at 8:30 in the probation court downtown. So you only have one next hearing date and time, but you're going to have 2 cases heard on that calendar. On each of these 2 warrants, you have a $250 secured appearance bond. That means your total bond will be $500. It is all secured appearance. If you post that and you're released from custody, you cannot possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Atakai. You can step back and get your paperwork. Brandon Moore, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Mario Dennis, if you would work your way to the second chair, please. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Brandon Lynn Moore, August 22nd, 1983.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. I technically have 3 matters to see you on. The first matter that I'm seeing you on is an arrest warrant that was issued after a direct complaint was filed. A direct complaint is a written document that alleges a new allegation against you. In this case, it's only one. That allegation is 1 count of dangerous drug possession. It's a class 4 felony alleged to have been committed November 7th of 2024. I appointed a lawyer to represent you against that new drug allegation. Your next court hearings in that matter will be a status conference September 17th and then a preliminary hearing September 19th. They'll both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On that new drug allegation, you have a $50 secured appearance bond. The other 2 matters I have to see you on are both in the same case. One of them is a bench warrant issued after you failed to appear at a drug court status hearing. The other is an alleged new term 1 violation based on that direct complaint in that probation case. In that probation matter, I think you already have a lawyer assigned to represent you. That lawyer will stay on and defend you, or the lawyer that takes your new case will pick that case up as well. But in any event, you're entitled to a lawyer in all of these matters. Your next court hearing in the drug court probation matter will be a revocation arraignment hearing on that new term 1 violation. It will be September 18th at 8:30. That one's going to be in the probation court, not in the drug court. So you will have court hearings the 17th, 18th, and 19th, all at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On the term 1 probation violation, you're not eligible for release on bond. That means that you will stay in custody without bail at least until you see the probation judge on the 18th. On or after the 18th, what will happen going forward will be up to the determination of the probation court.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that information?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Moore. You can step back and get your paperwork. Manuel Montoya Ruiz, if you would work your way into the courtroom, please. Luther Fleming, if you'd work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Manuel Ricardo Montoya Ruiz,
And what's your date of birth?
3/17/91.
Thank you very much. You are here on a bench warrant issued by the Superior Court when you failed to appear at a status conference in a felony case involving 2 aggravated driving under the influence allegations. My records indicate you already have a lawyer assigned to defend you. That lawyer will continue to represent you. Your next court hearing will be a status conference September 17th. It'll be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. You have a $50 bond on that warrant. You can choose to post it or not, but I would recommend that you at least wait until you get to your hearing on the 17th to talk to your lawyer about whether or not it makes sense for you to post that bond. In the meantime, so long as there is a bond on this case, you would be entitled to credit for time served in this case, as well as any other case you could be serving time or might be subject to serving time in. And you'll also be transported to all of your hearings in this case, so long as you don't post that bond. So if you're not inclined to post that bond, you're going to get credit. You're going to get transported to your court hearings. If you are inclined to post the bond, I would strongly encourage you to wait at least until the 17th to talk to your lawyer about what that might mean for you. Okay, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you. You can step back and get your paperwork. Mario Dennis, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Marcus Adams, if you would work your way to the second chair, please. Mario Dennis? Is anybody moving this way? Yes, okay. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Mario Dennis,
What's your date of birth?
3183.
Thank you, Mr. Dennis. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. I did find probable cause to support those allegations, and I appointed a public defender to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference September 25th, and then a preliminary hearing September 29th. They will both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. I am inclined to release you to the supervision of pretrial services. That means you would be released from custody without a bond. Upon release, you would be responsible for getting yourself to your next court hearings. You would also be required to contact pretrial services once you're out of custody. You'd get their contact information in a packet with your release paperwork. You would be responsible for calling them once you're out of custody. Once out of custody, you would also be prohibited from returning to the scene where you were arrested, and you could not possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions, Mr. Dennis, and do you agree that you'll abide by them if you're released?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You can step back and get your paperwork then. Right to your left.
Right here, sir.
So you know her?
Yes.
Not quite, but you'll get out of custody.
Pretrial services. Go ahead and grab your door. Take a seat in the back. Okay.
Okay, Luther Fleming, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Joel Garvin, if you'd work your way to the second chair, please.
All right.
Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Luther Fleming, June 7th, 1971.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fleming. You are here on an initial arrest warrant issued by the Kyrene Justice Court. The allegations in that arrest warrant are 1 count of resisting arrest, a Class 1 misdemeanor, 1 count of failing to obey a police officer, a Class 2 misdemeanor, and 1 count of criminal trespassing, a Class 3 misdemeanor. That warrant alleges that those offenses were committed July 23rd of 2025. Because all of those offenses are misdemeanor offenses, you're not entitled to a court-appointed lawyer to defend you. If you want a lawyer to defend you against those allegations, you will have to hire a lawyer at your own expense. Your next court hearing on these allegations will be an arraignment hearing October 1st. It'll be at 9:30 in the morning in the Kyrene Justice Court. I am inclined to release you on your own recognizance. That means you would get out of custody. You would not be required to post a bond. Upon your release from custody, you would be ordered to get yourself to your next court hearing in the Kyrene Justice Court on October 1st. You would also be ordered not to return to the scene where the trespassing offense in that case occurred, if you know where that is. You also could not have contact with any witnesses or victims of any of those allegations. And upon release, you could not possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions, Mr. Fleming, and do you agree that you'll abide by them if you're released without a bond?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, sir. You can step back and get your paperwork.
So I don't have to use a phone or anything like that?
For what?
I'm just going to be released.
You're going to go to the release process. Please be patient with MCSO. Sometimes the release process can take several hours depending on how busy it is, but you don't need to make a phone call to secure your release. MCSO will release you on their own. You just have to follow their process.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Marcus Adams, if you would please work your way into the courtroom.
Yes.
Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Marcus Adams, December 1st, 94.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. You are here on a failure to appear warrant issued by the University Lakes Justice Court on a misdemeanor driving under the influence case. I am not making any orders regarding your entitlement to counsel in that case. If you're entitled to a court-appointed lawyer, that order has to come from the University Lakes judge. So I'm not saying you're not entitled to a court-appointed lawyer. Just if you don't have one, but you think you're entitled to a court-appointed lawyer, talk to the University Lakes judge about that at your next hearing. That hearing is going to be an arraignment hearing. It will be September 30th at 1:30 in the afternoon in the University Lakes Justice Court. I am inclined to release you on your own recognizance, so you would get out of custody. You would then be responsible for getting yourself to that next court hearing September 30th. Upon release, you would also be ordered not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. And if you don't have a valid driver's license upon release, you cannot operate a motor vehicle. Do you understand those conditions and agree that you'll abide by them if you're released without a bond?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. You
Uh-huh,
can step
thank
back
you.
and get your paperwork.
Thank you.
Joe Garvin, if you would work your way into the courtroom, please. Can I have your name and date of birth?
Joel Garvin, 6/23/85.
Thank you, Mr. Garvin. You are here on 3 different warrants. The first 2 of them are arrest warrants issued by the Superior Court when direct complaints were filed alleging new felony allegations against you. The first of those 2 is a felony allegation involving burglary. It's a Class 3 felony alleged to have been committed December 19th of 2022. The second one is a direct complaint alleging 1 count of narcotic drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. Those 2 alleged to have been committed March 14th of 2023. In both of those new felony cases, I've appointed a lawyer to defend you. Your next court hearing in each of the 2 felony cases will be the same. You'll have a status conference the 25th and then a preliminary hearing the 29th, both at 8:30, both in the Superior Court downtown. Please keep in mind, Mr. Garvin, that on each of those days, on the 25th and the 29th, you'll have 2 cases heard on each of those calendars. Okay, the last matter you're here on is an initial arrest warrant on a new misdemeanor case issued out of the Arrowhead Justice Court. That allegation is 1 count of resisting arrest alleged to have been committed in specifically September 29th of 2022. On that misdemeanor warrant, because it's a misdemeanor, you're not entitled to a court-appointed lawyer. So for purposes of that misdemeanor allegation, if you want a lawyer, you will have to hire one at your own expense. Your next court hearing on the Arrowhead warrant will be an arraignment hearing September 30th. That one will be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the Arrowhead Justice Court. I am inclined to release you on your own recognizance on all of these warrants, particularly because they're all relatively old. So I don't know what has happened in your life between now and then. I'm hoping that it's good things and this will be the start of getting all of this put behind you so you can go forward on a good and better path. So you will get out of custody. Please keep all of your paperwork. Please make sure you get to all of your court hearings, because if you miss any of them, those courts are going to issue new warrants for your arrest, and you'll just have to keep coming through here until you get to those court hearings. Once you're out of custody, you are ordered not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription or any alcohol. You also can't possess any weapons. If you know who any witnesses or victims of that underlying burglary allegation are, and or you know where that occurred, please don't initiate contact with those people or go to that place. I think that's it. I think that's all I have for you. Okay, do you understand all of that information, and do you have any questions?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, any questions?
No.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Garvin. Please make sure you keep all that paperwork.
Thank you.
Okay, number 2 on the calendar, Dominic Gonzalez, date of birth 12/31/85, is not in the courtroom because he is being housed at the Lower Buckeye Jail and was unavailable for transport. I was able to conduct an initial appearance hearing with him via telephone prior to this calendar. On that hearing, I informed him that I was seeing him on a warrant issued by the Peoria Municipal Court on a misdemeanor disorderly conduct allegation. I told him that he would have a lawyer appointed for him at his next hearing, which would be an arraignment hearing September 16th at 9 o'clock in the morning in the Peoria Municipal Court, and informed him that he had a $50 secured appearance bond. I also informed him he would get all that information in written paperwork that MCSO would get delivered to him. Okay, that concludes the 2 p.m. initial appearance calendar. This court will stand in recess until 5 p.m.
Okay. Ms. Sauer,
Yes, Your Honor.
can you tell me what matters you're appearing on?
I am here on number, it's the Bird case. I'm not sure the number. Oh, number 23.
Okay, fantastic. And Mr. Lamb, that's also your matter as well, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so I do have that as third on my calendar, so we should get to that in about 5 minutes or so.
Okay, thank you.
You know, it's still showing the argument. Okay. Okay. It is September 11th, 2025. We are proceeding with the 5 p.m. initial appearance calendar. The orders made regarding fingerprints on the first calendar of this month remain in effect for the hearings today. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to be as efficient as I can with your time. I'm going to call each of you individually in the courtroom, so please listen for your name. Once you hear your name, just make your way to the podium right in front of me. On your way out, you're going to get your paperwork. This paperwork is really important. It contains your next hearing dates, so please make sure that you don't lose it. It has the hearing dates. It's also going to have your release conditions. If you are eligible for release today, I will let you know. I will go over some of the release conditions with you in court, but likely not all of them. It's your responsibility to read your paperwork, make sure that you understand your release conditions. Could I have Nicholas Watson first? Give me 1 minute, sir. Okay. So please state your name and your date of birth.
Nicholas Watson, 11/20/83.
Okay. Sir, you are here on 3 new allegations. They include 2 allegations of aggravated DUI, both Class 4 felonies, and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I have found probable cause for all 3 of these allegations, and I have appointed you an attorney in this matter. You have 2 court dates that are set in this matter. They are an evidentiary hearing and an arraignment hearing. These are going to be listed on your paperwork. Your arraignment hearing is on September 18th at 8:30 a.m. in the courthouse downtown, and your evidentiary hearing is also scheduled for September 18th. That's going to be at 1:30 p.m. downtown. You are not eligible for release under Arizona law. I did look into this matter. On the date that this present offense allegedly happened, you were on felony release in another matter, okay? And because you were on felony release, you are simply not eligible for bond today. Now, it's important to note that the evidentiary...
What about
one
on house
moment.
arrest?
One moment, and then I'll give you an opportunity to ask questions, okay? You can, so the evidentiary hearing that it's set in the afternoon of September 18th is a time that you can discuss this with your attorney and with the trial court, okay? Do you have a question?
Yeah, is there any way I could get a house arrest?
No.
I got a job.
No. Under Arizona law, if you're on felony release at the time that you allegedly committed a new offense, then you have to be held non-bondable, okay? So the court's hands are tied, all right? But you will be meeting with your attorney, and you will have your next court date in about a week, okay? So you can discuss with your attorney further, right?
Okay.
You may step to your left, and the deputy will have your paperwork. Can I have Morgan Brown, please?
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello. Please state your name and your date of birth.
Morgan Brown, 12/24.
Can you speak up just a little bit for me?
Morgan Brown, 12/24.
You are here on 6 new allegations. They include 2 counts of endangerment, both Class 6 felonies, 1 count of resisting arrest, a Class 6 felony, 1 count of obstruction of an investigation, Class 2 misdemeanor, 1 count of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, that's Class 3 misdemeanor, and 1 count of theft as a Class 1 misdemeanor. The court has found probable cause for all 6 of those allegations and has appointed you an attorney. You have 2 hearings set in this matter. The first is a status conference on September 17th at 8:30 a.m. The second is a preliminary hearing on September 19th at 8:30 a.m., both downtown. Those dates are on your paperwork. You are eligible for release. The court has set release conditions in your matter. They include a secured appearance bond in the amount of $20,000. If you do post bond and you are released, the following conditions and orders, I should say, apply. You are not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. You're not to have any contact with any of the victims in these allegations. That includes all 3 of the victims, the victim of the alleged theft, as well as the 2 victims of the alleged endangerment charges. Okay. The remainder of your release conditions will be on your paperwork. You can step to your left, sir, and get your paperwork. Thank you.
I have a daughter, Azela Brown. She's beautiful. I love her so much.
I understand, sir. Thank you. Can I have Micah Bird? Okay, Sir, will you please state your name and your date of birth?
Michael Bird, 12/506.
Thank you. You are here on 3 allegations of new charges. They include 1 count of armed robbery, a class 4 felony, 1 count, I'm sorry, it's not a class 4 felony. Give me just 1 second. Class 2 felony. 1 count of aggravated robbery and 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Okay. And I'm so sorry, counsel, I should have had you announce after Mr. Bird announced. May I have counsel for the state announce?
John Sauer on behalf of the state, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Sauer. And
Good evening, Your Honor. Jason Lamb for Mr. Bird.
okay. I am inclined to find probable cause as to the 3 allegations. Would either counsel like to be heard or make any arguments regarding probable cause?
The defense would.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Lamb.
Your Honor, I need to start out with a little bit of overview because this is about the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I have been representing Mr. Bird. This morning, he was sentenced by Judge Todd Lang, CR 2024-154-038-001. He was placed on 3.5 years of standard supervised probation with JTOP conditions. He was a minor at the time of the offense. One of the reasons we got where we did, and I think you know Judge Lang is one of the JTOP judges, the offense for which the defendant was sentenced for was close in time to the new allegations. He was having some issues in life. I think that's fair to say. His grades were bad. But what happened in the pendency of the case, he pulled him up, he worked with tutors, he graduated. He is now enrolled in college. He has a full-time job. He worked with Dr. Tina Garby extensively for counseling. And I don't recall if the court is familiar with Dr. Garby, but she is excellent, and she's someone whom the state of Arizona routinely engages as an expert. We vetted, and when I say we, Aubrey Ackerman is the assigned DCA. We vetted, we make sure there was nothing out there, nothing that was going to be biting Mr. Bird. When we got out of the courtroom on the 8th floor of the Central Court building and got to the elevators, there was a deputy waiting. He identified himself and he took Micah into custody. And it was interesting because I asked him, I said, do you have a grand jury warrant? No. Do you have a direct complaint? No. He said, this is just probable cause. And I said, why did this take so long? He goes, we're slow. This offense actually predates. But as I look at, and I want to give the court the historical background, and I also know counsel for the state wasn't familiar with this. But as I look at the Form 4, we're talking about the incident on 10/23. And while the defendant is named by name, there was never any positive identification of him at the scene. Instead, reference is made to a Goodyear incident. The Goodyear incident is the one that he pled to this morning. And there's discussion about a weapon that was recovered in the Goodyear search warrant. That weapon is not consistent with the second paragraph of B1, the probable cause statement. It's a different weapon. And there are fingerprints, but they're not my client's fingerprints. That is on page 404. The vehicle involved does not belong to my client. So essentially, MCSO really doesn't have much. Maybe they're trying to link this through 404B to the Goodyear case, but standing in and of itself, no one has positively identified Micah Bird as the individual involved in this incident. Now, I have obviously other comments to make if the court does still find probable cause and wants to move on to release conditions. I think this is sparse at best. I think it's circumstantial. And again, I want to add to the court that this has been pending for nearly a year, with Micah being on electronic monitoring, doing phenomenally, not just with pretrial services, but, you know, getting himself in a place with counseling, work, school, volunteering with animals too, which is a great move for him. So I just don't think there's probable cause here. I think this is a throw-in investigation, and really to get a defendant sentenced and wait for him in the elevator, I just don't think there's probable cause.
Thank you, counsel. Ms. Sauer, would you like to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. Regarding probable cause, the Form 4 details how they came to identify the defendant as one of the two individuals that committed this offense. In addition to the weapon found that was consistent with the weapon used, they also found that the vehicle involved was consistent and was captured on surveillance footage parked near Spanky's smoke shop. And then also there were latent impressions that matched Ishmael, the co-defendant, who was also the co-defendant on the case that was sentenced this morning, in addition to a third offense that was committed in November of last year by these two co-defendants that was aided to the case that was sentenced on this morning. I believe that that is sufficient for probable cause.
Thank you. I appreciate arguments from both counsel. Based on the information that I have in front of me, including the Form 4 and arguments made today, I am finding probable cause as to the 3 new allegations. Now, counsel, I'm sure that you would like to be heard on release conditions. Mr. Lamb, would you like to go first?
If you don't mind, Your Honor, if the state doesn't object.
That's fine.
So, look, we've had him, Mr. Bird, on release for the better part of a year, flawlessly. If we want to talk about danger to the community, well, he's proven that's not the case. He got his life together with school. He graduated. He did electronic monitoring. You know, I note on the Form 4 where it says that his residence, there's an address, but how long he's lived there is unknown. Well, his parents were present when he was arrested. His mom, his dad, his sister, his brother. And by the way, his mom is online, albeit on a different link. So it's not as though we have a situation where he has nowhere to go. Quite the opposite. He's got one of the better supporting and loving families I've ever seen. The detective in paragraph 3, number 3C, defendant information. He is employed. He works at the Taiwan Semiconductor facility in North Phoenix. He works with Suntech as a laborer. He is also in school at Glendale Community College. He is going to be starting barber school in February. There are absolutely no violations whatsoever. And when we look down into section E, other information, what facts indicate the defendant will flee if released? Explain. There are none listed. Your Honor, I assure you that if he stepped 1 inch out of line with Judge Lang during the pendency of this case over this entire year, he would not have gotten the sentence he did this morning. And I really wish, obviously, we had known about it. The prop, Miss Ackerman, I'll avow to you, she had no clue. And she was just as frustrated as I was when we found this out, because this is all something that could have been resolved. But the fact of the matter is, there's no danger to the community. There's no flight risk. He's going to keep right on working, keep on going to school, keep on volunteering with animals, and he's on JTOP. And if he messes up on JTOP, he's got one hell of a prison sentence on top of him. He didn't even make it to the probation office when we were walking over there. So this is just a bad deal. And in almost 30 years, this is the only time I've ever seen this. If we want to talk about Rule 7.4, least restrictive, least onerous, OR is the way to go on this one. If this came in cold to the court and you had no other information, I get it. I get it. But this isn't the case. Again, it's something that was committed when he was 17 years old. And boy, has this kid turned the corner. The state was proud of him this morning. Judge Lang was proud of him this morning. I was certainly proud of him this morning. And you know, he's still in counseling. No one's forcing him to do it with Dr. Garvey. But he is, and I've already spoken to her today. And, you know, not to put a smile on Mr. Bird's face when he's before the court, Dr. Garvey said, well, I guess I know what we're going to be talking about when we have our meeting in 2 weeks. So he is very, very grounded. This is an unfortunate bureaucratic issue. We will deal with it. I've been with him side by side. He's not going anywhere. He's a good client for me. I think OR is the right thing on this one. There's just a lot going on. I realize the court didn't know.
Thank you. And from the state.
Thank you, Your Honor. I can appreciate defense counsel's arguments, but want to fill in a little bit more information here. The defendant here is one of two, I believe they are cousins, that it appears they committed a string of 3 armed robberies. This event was the first. The second one was a week later. That's the one that the defendant was sentenced on this morning, and the third was aided to that case. When I look at the PSR in the case from this morning that he was sentenced on, and the defendant was interviewed, it does say in here the robbery was his idea. This defendant was the one that pointed the gun at the employees in these cases, while the co-defendant took cash from the cash registers. The co-defendant, this defendant's cousin, was already sentenced on the second case. This defendant was sentenced this morning. The co-defendant was sentenced previously, and he's on probation. He was IA'd on this same charge last night. The state requested a $100,000 cash-only bond due to the dangerousness of this string of armed robberies. The court imposed, and for that reason, the state is making the same recommendation for this defendant, because this defendant committed the same offense and was the one actually pointing the gun. The court last night did impose a $100,000 secured appearance bond, which I can understand why they did so, but I thought it was important for the court to have this additional information.
And Your Honor, last word, I'm looking at the PSR 2 of 6. In regard to the present offense, the defendant indicated he was arrested for armed robbery. On the advice of his attorney, he declined to state what sentence he should receive. His attorney also waived the follow-up. I'd love for you to take a break, go onto the FTR this morning, and listen to the heartfelt, lengthy apology letter that Mr. Bird read to the court. Now, the victim wasn't there. If the court wants to take a break, come back at 8 o'clock, listen to what he had to say to the court this morning. Let's not paint everyone with a broad brush. The sentencing went off probably about 9:30 this morning, 9:15, 9:30. And the other thing I'll say is he goes to GCC, he's in school. Do we really want to destabilize him after all the progress he's made when he's living at home? I met with him and his parents last night on Zoom. He just couldn't be doing any better. He's not a flight risk. Bail's not punishment.
Thank you, counsel. Just one moment. Right. Okay. All right. So I did take quite a bit of time to try to understand exactly what happened between these two cases, and also considering argument from counsel. You are eligible for release. The court is going to impose a secured appearance bond of $5,000. Okay? If you post that bond, then you will have to wear an electronic monitoring unit. All right? Okay. And there is going to be a curfew that will apply, and that will be from, let's see.
Your Honor, if I may, Michael, what are your work and school hours?
As far as school, my first class I go to, I take from 5:30 to 8. That's at GCC, and then I take another one at Estrella College, and that's from 4:30 to 6:30.
Okay, that's the evening, right?
Yeah, that's the evening.
Okay. So then what time would you get home from your last class?
8:30. It takes me about an hour to get back home, so I'll probably get home around like 9:30ish. Yeah.
Okay. All right, just 1 minute. Okay, I'm sorry. So tell me again the time that you think that you'll be home?
Around 9:30ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Michael, what time do you work in the morning?
I work from, well, honestly, they kind of have us come in at like different times, but typically I'll come anywhere from like 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. and then I'll finish. I normally work around 12-hour shifts, 13-hour shifts, so.
Okay, so
yeah.
What time do you leave your house for work?
I leave my house anywhere from, if I'm getting there at 3, I probably have to leave the house around like 2:30 or 2:15 time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make then, it's gonna be a short period of time that this curfew is going to apply. It's gonna be 10:30 p.m.
Okay.
to 2:30 a.m.
Okay.
Okay. So again, $5,000 secured appearance bond. If you post that, electronic monitoring unit, the curfew, 10:30 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. No contact with the smoke shop, okay? With the owners, anyone that works there, don't go back to that scene, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You can step to your left and grab your paperwork. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, no contact with a cousin, co-defendant, I believe?
Yes, and that is on your release paperwork. There's no codependent contact.
Right.
Okay. I'm sorry. Anything else, counsel?
Go on.
And, officer, I'm so sorry. I need to have him come back because I need to reprint that paperwork.
And Your Honor, nothing else from the defense. I appreciate your taking in the filibuster this evening.
Thank you, counsel. And Ms. Sauer, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you both. I'm so sorry I changed that curfew. Okay, I think they're all set. Okay, Kevin Harrigan, please. Please state your name and date of birth.
My name is Kevin Harrigan, May 17th, 1991.
You're here on allegations of 2 counts. The first is criminal trespass, a Class 6 felony, and the second is criminal damage, a Class 1 misdemeanor. The court has found probable cause as to both of those allegations and has appointed you an attorney. You are eligible for release. Your release conditions include a $5,000 secured appearance bond. If you post that bond and are released, you will be released on pre-trial supervision with electronic monitoring. Okay? Very important. If you are released, you are to have no contact with the victim, and you are not to return to the scene of the alleged crime under any circumstances. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You have 2 hearings in this matter that are set. The first is a status conference on September 17th at 8:30 a.m. The second is a preliminary hearing on September 19th at 8:30 a.m. Both of those will be downtown. Both of those are on your paperwork, okay? You can step to your left and grab your paperwork.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Could I have Anthony Magallanes, please? Please state your name and your date of birth.
Anthony Magallanes, May 4th, 1995.
You're here on allegations of 4 new charges. They include aggravated assault, a Class 6 felony, 1 count of criminal trespass, a Class 6 felony, 1 count of disobeying a court order, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of criminal damage, a Class 2 misdemeanor. The court has found probable cause in all of the allegations except for the criminal damage. The court did not find probable cause as to that allegation. The court has appointed you an attorney. You are eligible for release. The terms of your release include a $15,000 secured appearance bond. If you do post a bond and you are released, you will be released to pretrial services on an electronic monitoring unit. If you are released, you may have absolutely no contact with the alleged victim, and you may not return to the scene of the alleged crime. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Okay. Those are 2 very important release conditions. Your other release conditions will be on your paperwork. You have a status conference in this matter on September 17th at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing on September 19th at 8:30 a.m. Both of those hearings will be downtown. Okay. You may step to your left, get your paperwork. Thank you so much. Thank you. Colette Aaron, please. Just 1 minute. Please state your name and date of birth.
Colette Aaron, 4/30/1997.
Okay. Ms. Aaron, you are here on 3 matters. The first of these is a direct complaint warrant on a case, 1 count of burglary in the 2nd degree. That's a Class 3 felony. And Ms. Aaron, you currently have a DOC hold, is that correct?
Yes, I just came from DOC.
Okay. So you do have 3 matters, 3 new matters, okay? And I am going to give you a bond amount in those 3 matters. However, it's called a placeholder bond. you won't be released because you have the DOC hold. But with the placeholder bond, then that allows you to accrue time on these new cases in case you need, credit for time served. Exactly. Okay, so keep that in mind when I read out the bond amounts, all right? So on that burglary case, you have a placeholder bond of $50, okay? The second case is a direct complaint warrant, and the allegations are identity theft, a class 4 felony, and possession of narcotic drugs, a class 4 felony. All right, so your bond amount in that will be $500. And in the third matter, you have a grand jury warrant for one count of aggravated robbery, a class 3 felony. In that matter, you have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,500. You have court dates set in these cases. You have a status conference scheduled for September 17th at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing on September 19th, also at 8:30 a.m. You also have a arraignment hearing on September 18th at 8:30 a.m. All of those dates will be on your paperwork. The court has appointed you an attorney, so you'll be able to meet with your attorney on the dates of those next hearings, okay?
Okay.
All right.
I had one question. So since I'm is there any way that I can get sent to DOC and do those hearings over like teleconference?
Unfortunately, no. So
I would have to stay here?
Matters, you will be in MCSO custody, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Rodolfo Bandin, please. All right, please state your name and your date of birth.
My name is Rodolfo William Bandin Jr. My date of birth is 12/22/1986.
All right, you are here on a warrant for a probation violation. The underlying conviction of this stems from an aggravated assault class 4 felony case, and you are alleged to have violated terms 3, 7, 13, and 15 of your probation. Your probation court judge did impose a bond amount of $2,500. This court is affirming that, so it is a secured appearance bond in the amount of $2,500. Just 1 minute, and I'll give you a chance for questions. If you do post that bond, you will have a series of other release conditions that you have to abide by, including not possessing any weapons, drugs, alcohol, not driving a motor vehicle without a valid license, and you'd have to contact your probation officer within 72 hours of your release. You have your next hearings, which are a probation, revocation, arraignment hearing, and a possible disposition hearing on September 18th at 8:30 a.m. That's at the courthouse downtown. Do you have a question?
I had turned myself in, I guess. Does that show for anything that I can get the bond reduced, or I can't get the bond reduced at all?
This court is affirming the bond that was requested by your trial court, okay? But you have a hearing in about a week.
Yes.
You will meet with your attorney for that hearing, and you can discuss that with your attorney, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. Could I have Angela Aldrich, please?
Hello.
Hello. Would you state your name and date of birth, please?
Angela Michelle Aldrich, 9/15/83.
All right, you are here on an arrest warrant for 2 counts of aggravated DUI. Both are class 4 felonies, as well as 2 counts of aggravated DUI class 4 felonies, and 2 counts of aggravated DUI class 6 felonies. The court is appointing an attorney in this matter. Your next hearings are a status conference on September 17th at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing on September 19th also at 8:30 a.m. The court understands that you are being held on a DOC hold.
Yeah, I'm there now.
Okay. So you do have a placeholder bond in this case, and the amount, the cash bond in the amount of $1. All right. So that will allow you to accrue time.
I have a question. How is it? It was all in the same day. So how is it 4 different charges of DUI? Like,
so
wouldn't it just be one?
You know, you have your hearing.
Okay.
In about a week. Your attorney will be able to explain all of that to you. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Step to your left and get your paperwork. Thank you. Gregory Riddle, please.
Yes.
All right. Please state your name and date of birth.
Gregory Rydell, August 6, 1984.
Thank you. You're here on allegations of 4 new counts. 1 count of aggravated DUI, a Class 4 felony. 1 count of driving on a suspended license, a Class 1 misdemeanor. 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, and 1 count of DUI, a Class 1 misdemeanor. The court has found probable cause on all 4 of those allegations and has appointed you an attorney. Your next court dates are going to be a status conference on September 17th at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing on September 19th at 8:30 a.m. Both hearings are downtown. You are eligible for release in this case. The court has set a secured appearance bond in the amount of $2,500. If you post that bond and are on release, you will have to abide by other release conditions which are on your paperwork. Okay? You may step to your left and get your paperwork. Thank you. Cody Tanner, please. All right, give me just 1 minute. Okay, please state your name and date of birth.
Cody Tanner, 5/16/95.
All right. Mr. Tanner, you're here on 4 probation violation matters. All right, I'm going to take them one by one. You're here on a probation violation warrant for an underlying conviction of trafficking stolen property, a Class 3 felony. You are alleged to have violated terms 3, 4, and 5 of your probation. You have a secured appearance bond in that matter in the amount of $1,500. In your second matter, you are here on a probation violation warrant on an underlying conviction of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. You're alleged to have violated terms 3, 4, and 5 in that matter. In that matter, you have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. In the third matter, you're here on a probation violation warrant on the underlying charge, another underlying charge, of possession of drug paraphernalia, also a Class 6 felony. You're alleged to have violated terms 3, 4, and 5. And in that matter, you have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. In your fourth and final matter, you have a probation violation warrant on an underlying conviction of aggravated DUI, a Class 4 felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. You're alleged to have violated terms 3, 4, and 5 in that matter as well. In that matter, you do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $750.
So, what's the total?
Your total is $3,250 on all 4 matters, okay? Now, the court has appointed you an attorney. In all 4 of those matters, you have a probation revocation arraignment hearing and possible disposition hearing on September 18th at 8:30 a.m. downtown.
What's a disposition?
It means if you resolve if you come to an agreement and resolve your matters, then disposition is like a sentencing hearing. So you would get whatever consequence for the violations on that day. Okay? All right. You can step
And then
through.
the secure, what was it, secured bond? Is that like you can do 10% on that, or it's not like a cash bond?
Right. I don't know exactly what the percentage is, but there's a list of bail bondsmen that you can try to contact to see if they'll work with you. Okay?
All right. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Could I have Ignacio Fuentes, please? All right. Please state your name and date of birth.
My name is Ignacio Alejandro Fuentes, 10/29/1974.
Okay. Sir, you are here on two matters. They are both probation violation matters. The first is a probation violation warrant on an underlying conviction of possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony. You are alleged to have violated terms 3, 4, 5, and 15 of your probation. In that matter, you have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250. In the second matter, you have a probation violation warrant on an underlying conviction also of possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony. You are alleged to have violated terms 3, 4, 5, and 15 in that matter. And you have a secured appearance bond in that matter of $250 as well. Okay, so that makes the total amount $500 in secured appearance bonds. The court has appointed you an attorney. You have your next court dates, and they are probation revocation arraignment hearing and possible disposition in both matters on September 18th at 8:30 a.m. downtown. If you do postpone and are released, you have a series of other release conditions that you'll have to abide by. Those are all listed in your paperwork. You may step to your left and get your paperwork. Thank you so much. Michelle Coleman. All right, please state your name and date of birth.
Michelle Coleman, 10/5/1986.
Ms. Coleman, you are here on two matters. They are both probation violation matters. In the first matter, you have a probation violation warrant on an underlying conviction of possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony. You are alleged to have violated terms 3, 5, and 7 of your probation in that matter. In that matter, you have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. In your second matter, you have a probation violation warrant for another case involving an underlying conviction of possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, as well as 2 counts of shoplift, both Class 1 misdemeanors. In that matter, you are alleged to have violated terms 3, 5, 7, and 15 of your probation. In that matter, you have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $750. Your total secured appearance bond amount is $1,250. The court is appointing you an attorney. You have a probation revocation arraignment hearing and possible disposition on September 18th at 8:30 a.m. downtown. That hearing will be set as to both of those matters. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. You may step to your left. Joshua Canada. All right, please state your name and date of birth.
Joshua Canada, date of birth, April 11th, 1996.
Okay. You are here on a warrant out of Maryville Justice Court. That is a failure to appear warrant on a case alleging 2 counts of DUI. Both are Class 1 misdemeanors. The judge in that justice court did set your bond in the amount of $500. This court is affirming that. So that is a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. Just give me 1 minute, okay? If you do post that bond and are released, you have a series of other release conditions that you must abide by. Your next hearing is in the Maryville Justice Court, September 16th at 8:30 a.m. And the court is appointing you an attorney. What's your question?
So there would be no way I could get released on my own recognizances, just due to the circumstances at hand that I'm not in the same position I was a few years ago. Like now I'm with a program actually called Save the Family, who help homeless people get housing. And I take care of my household, mainly at full-time in my name. And I have 2 jobs as well. And that would just hinder me if I'm here right now.
I appreciate that, sir. The court is going to affirm those release conditions. Thank you. You may step to your left. Marissa Gandaria, please. Please state your name and date of birth.
Marissa Gandaria, 12292.
Ms. Gandaria, you are here in one matter. It is a probation violation arrest warrant for an underlying conviction of possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. You are alleged to have violated terms 6, 7, 12, and 22 in that matter. The court is appointing you an attorney. Your next hearings are a probation revocation arraignment hearing and a possible disposition hearing on September 18th at 8:30 a.m. You are eligible for release. The court is imposing a $500 secured appearance bond. The court has affirmed the bond that was requested from the probation violation court. Okay. If you do post bond and are released, you will have a series of other release conditions that you'll have to make sure that you follow. So please make sure that you read your paperwork. Okay. Thank you. Cesar Cano, please.
Good afternoon. Good evening, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Good evening. Please state your name and your date of birth.
Cesar Cano, 11/22/77.
Okay. Mr. Cano, you are here on a failure to pay a warrant, a failure to pay fine warrant out of Agua Fria Justice Court. All right.
Mm-hmm.
The Agua Fria Justice Court has set your bond in the amount of $674. This court is affirming that bond. It is a secured appearance bond, okay? Your next hearing is an arraignment hearing at Agua Fria Justice Court on September 16th at 8:30 a.m. Okay. The remainder of your release conditions, if you post that bond, are on your paperwork. You may step to your left.
Thank you.
Aaron Cruz, please. Aaron Cruz. Please state your name and date of birth.
Aaron John Cruz, 9/13/86.
Okay. So you're here on a probation violation matter. Just give me 1 second. Okay, this arises out of a case involving convictions for misconduct involving weapons, a Class 4 felony, and possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony. You are alleged to have violated terms 6, 7, 11, 12, 14, and 16 in that matter.
Do you know what were those What was it about it again, though?
Just give me 1 second and I'll let you ask the question at the end. The court is appointing an attorney for you. Your next hearing is a probation, revocation, arraignment hearing, as well as a disposition hearing. Both are on September 18th at 8:30 a.m. You are not eligible for release in this matter. The court finds that there's a very substantial likelihood that you may be revoked, that it's reasonable to believe that you may be revoked to prison in your probation matter. Because of that, you are being held without bond, okay? This is something that you can discuss with your attorney. And again, you have your first court dates on September 18th. Okay. All right, you may step to your left. Thank you. Orlando Madrid Gutierrez. Okay. Please state your name and date of birth.
My name is Orlando Alexis Madrid Gutierrez. My birthday is July 1306.
Okay. You're here on 4 allegations of new charges. They include 2 counts of fraudulent schemes, both Class 2 felonies, and 2 counts of identity theft, both Class 4 felonies. The court has found probable cause as to all 4 of those allegations and is appointing you an attorney. You have a status conference in this matter on September 17th at 8:30 a.m. I'm sorry. You have a status conference in this matter on September 25th at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing on September 29th at 8:30 a.m. If I release you, it will be released to pretrial services. That means that you will be released without having to pay a bond. If I do that, are you going to appear at your court date?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Okay. Class 2 felonies, of course, are very serious, so it's very important to appear at your court date. You will be released to pretrial services. You are not to have any contact with any of the alleged victims. Okay? All right, you may step to your left to get your paperwork. Harold Webster. Hello, sir. State your name.
Harold Webster, October 1st, 1946.
Okay. Mr. Webster, you are here on allegations of 2 new counts. One is aggravated assault, a Class 4 felony, and that involves injury to a victim that can include a fracture. The other is disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor. The court has found probable cause as to both of those allegations and has appointed you an attorney. Your next court dates are a status conference on September 25th at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing on September 29th at 8:30 a.m. Sir, this is alleged as a domestic violence allegation, and the court, for obvious reasons, takes allegations involving domestic violence very seriously, especially when they involve injuries such as the one that is alleged here. In many of these cases, the court would set a bond. In a lot of cases, it would be a higher bond. The court has looked at your history, which is you have no history. Okay, taking all of that into consideration, the court is releasing you. There is no bond required. However, you will be released to pretrial services.
What does that mean, ma'am?
Pretrial Services is just an agency that works with people, you know, and it fosters getting people to court, okay? It's like a check-in monitoring program. As part of that, you will have to wear an electronic monitoring unit, okay? 2 of the release conditions that you do have are you are not allowed to return to the scene of the alleged crime. Okay?
All right, so that's where we live.
I understand that.
And my wife's in the hospital. I've been married for 58 years. She's the most important person in the world to me. And as far as the actual alleged crime that you're talking about, you know, this isn't the place to talk about that, like you said. But we've got to go on as a family.
I understand all of that. I do. I appreciate all of that. You know, and I want you to know that the court did take all of that into consideration and, you know, made the release conditions appropriate to everything, again, including your lack of criminal history. The court's orders do stand not to return to the scene of the alleged crime and not to have contact with the alleged victim. However, you do have your first hearing on September 25th, okay? You can talk to your attorney about that, and you and your attorney can readdress those release conditions before your trial court judge.
Okay, so I got one other question. Because I have no clothes, nothing. They threw me in jail last night, all right? I have nothing. My car's there. My wife's in the hospital. And if I have to go, if you were saying I have to go live someplace else with an electronic monitor, I will do that. I'll do that for her and our relationship so that she doesn't feel that she's being pushed into this thing. So I'm just a little bit confused on what to do because I don't know too much about this whole process.
Sure.
And then, how does she get home from the hospital? I mean,
I understand that.
we don't have any other family here.
Give me just one moment.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Keep going down. Okay. Keep going. What do you payment? Keep going down. If I write something in here, will it show? Please order. Okay. Okay. I don't know how. Okay.
What if she were to give a release that I could be with her? So that she would feel comfortable about that.
Okay. So, Great. Okay. Do you mind reprinting that? Okay. All right. So I am authorizing a one-time civil standby. Okay. So you can contact the police department in the city of your residence, and they will do a civil standby with you. okay? And that's so that you can get all of your belongings that you'll need, and that will not be a violation of the court's order. I understand that all of these things are very difficult. Keep in mind that these release conditions don't necessarily have to last for the entirety of this case. And again, you can readdress them. And if your wife wants to make a statement to the trial court judge on September 25th, that is something that the trial court will likely keep in mind and consideration. Okay, but until the 25th, at least until that time, those are what the court's release orders are. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay.
Comments aren't showing up. Is there another box for you to put comments?
Yes, thank you so much. Okay, so amend.
I think it's not showing up on here.
You know, right here, that's where it is, right there. So let's just go with that. I think that's fine.
Oh, this
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Okay, thank you. All right, and then Amber Villarreal. All right, state your name and date of birth, please.
Amber Rose Villarreal, 6190 is my birthday.
All right, you are here on allegations of 3 new charges. They include possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony, and criminal trespass, a Class 3 misdemeanor. The court has found probable cause as to those 3 allegations and has appointed you an attorney. Your next hearings are a status conference on September 17th status conference on September 25th at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing on September 29th at 8:30 a.m. Both of those will be downtown. You are eligible for release. The court is releasing you to pretrial services. The court is not imposing a bond. But very important, you cannot go back to the scene of the alleged crime. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You are not to return to the scene of the crime. You are not to have contact with any of the alleged victims, right? There are other release conditions, so please make sure that you thoroughly read your paperwork.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay. All right. Officer, it's my understanding that Taylor Murray, Frank Urtuzasqui, and Robert Moyer have not been transported to the courtroom because they present either a risk to themselves or to others. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I will conduct those initial appearances in the back. As to number 4, Taylor Murray, he is here on 3 new allegations, including aggravated assault, a Class 5 felony, resisting arrest, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and obstructing an investigation, a Class 1 misdemeanor. The court has found probable cause as to those allegations, has set a status conference for September 17th at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing on September 19th at 8:30 a.m. Counsel has been appointed, and Mr. Taylor will be released on his own recognizance. As to number 22, Frank Urtuzasqui. He is here on 3 new allegations, including disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor, criminal trespass, a Class 2 misdemeanor, and possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class sixth felony. The court has found probable cause as to all allegations except for possession of drug paraphernalia. The court finds that there is no probable cause for that today. The defendant is not entitled to counsel due to the nature of these charges. He does have an arraignment hearing on September 16th at 8:30 a.m. He will be released on pretrial services. And Robert Moyer is here. On a grand jury warrant for one count of leaving the scene of a fatal accident, a Class 2 felony. Counsel has been appointed. He has a not guilty arraignment on September 18th at 8:30 a.m. A secured appearance bond in the amount of $75,000. If he posts that secured appearance bond, he will be released on pretrial services. I will go in the back. I will see these individuals and the final release orders and any amendments made to what I just said will be reflected in the court's written orders. That concludes the calendar.
All right.
All right.
Sorry about that. Hi. I am so sorry. Yes, please be seated. I apologize. Okay, I'm so sorry about the delay. It is September 11th, 2025. We are going to proceed with the 8 p.m. initial appearance calendar. The court notes that the orders made regarding fingerprints on the first calendar of this month remain in effect for this calendar. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call each of you individually into the courtroom, so please listen for your name. And on your way out of the courtroom, you'll receive paperwork. Your paperwork will include release conditions if you're eligible for release. So please make sure you read and understand all of those release conditions. And the paperwork will also have your next court date. Okay, could I please have Ramon Villa? Mr. Villa, please state your full name and your date of birth.
Ramon Gabriel Villa, 11/5/1973.
Thank you, sir. You are here on one matter. I see that it is a grand jury warrant for 5 counts. 1 count of manslaughter, Class 2 felony, and 4 counts of endangerment, all Class 6 felonies. At this time, the court does not have enough information to appoint you an attorney, but you can certainly raise that issue at your first hearing. Your first hearing is an original arraignment hearing. That is going to be on September 18th at 8:30 in the morning at the courthouse downtown. You are eligible for release. Your release conditions imposed by this court will include a $100,000 cash-only appearance bond. Sir, if you do post that bond, you shall not be released from jail until an electronic monitoring unit has been installed. At that time, you would be on a curfew to be determined by pretrial services. So again, if you post your bond, you will be released to pretrial services on an electronic monitoring bracelet. If you do post bond, other release conditions will apply, and those all will be stated on your paperwork. You can step to your left and get your paperwork. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, there's no way speaking to you about, I mean, it's unfortunate that I'm here before you today with something that 2 years ago.
So sorry,
and I would like.
Give me 1 minute. I want to caution you that you have a right to remain silent.
I understand, ma'am.
Okay.
I would appreciate the chance to still become or be a productive member of society and to be able to appear on my next court date on my own recognizances, ma'am.
So when the grand jury issued the indictment and warrant, that warrant requested the $100,000 cash bond. This court, given the limited information that I have, is going to affirm that bond. Okay? Now keep in mind that your first hearing is only in a week. Okay? And you'll be able to, if you hire your own attorney before then, or if you appear at that hearing and the court appoints an attorney for you, you can discuss all of these things with your attorney, and your attorney at that point will be able to, if you feel it fits, make an argument to reduce your bond to the trial court. But for today's purposes, I am going to affirm the bond amount that's been requested in the grand jury warrant. Thank you. Lainey Chavez. Please state your name and your date of birth.
Lainey Zoni Chavez, 11/20/2000.
Thank you. I have you here for one matter. It is a probation violation warrant on an underlying conviction of burglary, a Class 2 felony. You are alleged to have violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. You are eligible for release. Your terms of release include a secured appearance bond in the amount of $5,000. If you are able to post that $5,000, you will be released on pretrial services with an electronic monitoring unit. Other conditions of release will apply if you post bond, so please make sure that you read your paperwork. I have appointed you an attorney, and your next hearing is a probation revocation, arraignment hearing, and possible disposition on September 18th at 8:30 a.m. downtown.
Okay. I speak, right?
Sure.
Okay. I wanted to know, for the bond, is that through the bail bondsman, or is that?
It is a secured appearance bond, meaning you can work with the bail bondsman company, and I believe that there's a list in the back.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Can I have Isaiah Quattlebaum, please? Sir, please state your name and date of birth.
Isaiah Quattlebaum.
Thank you. Okay, sir, so I have you here on one matter. It is an allegation, a new allegation of one count of disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor. The court has found probable cause for that offense, for that allegation of offense. Because of the nature of the allegation, you do not qualify for court-appointed attorney. But if you want to hire one, you are certainly welcome to do that.
Okay.
Your next court date is going to be an arraignment hearing on September 16th at 1:30 p.m. And that's going to be at the Surprise Municipal Court, okay? You are eligible for release. Your terms of release include a secured appearance bond in the amount of $2,500.
Wait 1 second. Can I ask you something?
Sure. Let me just finish the rest of the terms, okay? If you are able to post that bond, there are several very important release conditions that include you are not to go back to the scene of the alleged crime. I understand that that could be your residence. If it is your residence, understand that you'll have to, at least until your next court date, you'll have to find somewhere else. To stay, the court is authorizing a one-time civil standby at that shared address to be supervised by the police department for you to retrieve any personal belongings. And then very important, there would be a no victim contact order. Okay, go ahead.
Last time my bond was $2,500, but they had made a mistake and it was only $500 last time.
This court is the one setting the bond. Okay, so I'm not affirming it. This is, I'm setting the bond. When considering release conditions, this court has to consider 3 factors, including your likelihood to appear at your future hearings, along with victim safety and safety of the public. Looking at I see a prior alleged domestic violence offense here from just not too long ago. So taking all of that into account, that's the reason why the unsecured amount of your bond is $2,500, okay? All of this will be written on your paperwork.
Would I be able to do come back on my own? What
No.
time is it? No?
Not for today, but you do have a court date in just a few days. Talk about that with your, you can hire an attorney, or even if you don't have an attorney, when you go to that hearing on the 16th, you can certainly ask your trial court judge.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Martin Tapper.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, just give me one moment. Okay, thank you for that. Would you state your name and your date of birth?
Martin Tapper, April 19th, 1989.
Okay, thank you. I have you here on 3 matters. One is a matter involving new allegation, and then I have 2 matters of involving probation violations. In the matter involving the new allegation, there's 1 allegation for accounts of unlawful flight from law enforcement, a Class 4 felony. This court does find probable cause for that offense. The court is appointing an attorney. You have a status conference on September 17th at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing on September 19th at 8:30 a.m. Both are downtown. In this matter, you are eligible for release. The terms of your release include a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,000. Your second matter is a probation violation warrant. It is a warrant on your case involving a conviction for unlawful flight as a Class 5 felony. Okay. You're alleged to have violated Term 1. Term 1 is you can't commit any new offenses.
I understand.
Okay. On that probation matter, you have a probation revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing. That is on September 18th at 8:30 a.m. at the courthouse downtown. The court is appointing counsel for you. You are eligible for release on this matter. There's a secured appearance bond of $500. Your final matter is also a probation violation warrant. This is on your case involving an underlying conviction of assault as a Class 1 misdemeanor. The dates for this, the probation, revocation, arraignment, and possible disposition are going to be the same as they were in the previous matter. So both of your probation matters are going to have hearings on September 18th at 8:30 a.m.
I understand.
You'll have an attorney appointed for this, so an attorney appointed for all 3. And in this third matter, you are alleged to have committed a Term 1 violation, and you have an unsecured bond amount in the amount of $500. Okay? So your total unsecured bond amount for the 3 matters will be $2,000.
I understand.
If you're able to post that, you're going to want to make sure to read that paperwork because there's going to be a series of additional release conditions that apply.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Could I please have Rami Yanas? Ran Yanis. Thank you. Please state your name and your date of birth.
Raymond Nunez.
What's your date of birth?
November 6th, 95.
I have you here on two matters, okay? They're both warrants for probation violations. On the first matter, you have a probation violation warrant on your case involving an underlying conviction for possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. In that matter, you're alleged to have violated terms 3, 5, 7, and 15. This court is appointing an attorney in that matter, and in that matter, you are eligible for release. Terms of your release include an unsecured appearance bond in the amount of $500. If you are able to post that and you are released from custody, there are a series of other release conditions that apply. So make sure to read your paperwork and abide by all of those terms. Okay, your other matter is almost identical. Okay, so it is another probation violation warrant, and in your other case, the underlying conviction is also possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. Again, in this case, you're alleged to have violated terms 3, 5, 7, and 9. The court is appointing an attorney. The court is setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing and possible disposition hearing on September 18th at 8:30 a.m. In this matter, there is also a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. Therefore, the total secured appearance bond amount for your two cases is $1,000. If you're able to post that and are released on both of these, or either one of these, all of those additional release conditions would apply. So make sure that you take a look at that paperwork, which you can take on your way out. Thank you so much. Christopher Castro. Please state your name and date of birth.
Christopher Castro, July 26, 2000.
Okay. I have you here on three matters. They are all probation violation matters. Okay, so I'm going to go through them individually. The first matter, which is number 5 on the calendar, is a probation violation warrant for the case involving an underlying conviction of possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. You are alleged to have violated terms 3, 5, and 15 of your probation. I am appointing an attorney in this matter. You have a probation revocation arraignment hearing and possible disposition on September 18th at 8:30 a.m. downtown. In this matter, your release conditions include a $250 secured appearance bond. If you're able to post that bond, you have a series of other release conditions that will apply. Those are listed in your paperwork. In the second matter, you have a probation violation warrant for the case involving an underlying conviction of possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony. In this case, you are alleged to have violated terms 3, 5, and 15 of your probation. The court is appointing an attorney in this matter for you and is setting a probation revocation arraignment and possible disposition on the same date. So that's September 18th at 8:30 a.m. downtown. In this matter, your release conditions include a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250, along with other release conditions that are listed in your paperwork. Your third matter is a probation violation warrant on another case involving an underlying conviction for possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. In this matter, you are alleged to have violated terms 3, 5, and 15 of your probation. The court is appointing you an attorney in this matter and is setting a probation revocation arraignment and possible disposition again on September 18th at 8:30 a.m. downtown. So you have an attorney appointed for all three matters, and all three will have your court date on September 18th. In this third matter, your release conditions include a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250, along with a series of other release conditions. Your total secured appearance bond amount for your three matters is $700, okay? And again, if you do post this in our release, please be careful to follow the remainder of the release condition. Okay. You may step to your left. Thank you. I have Chelsea Lawrence. Please state your name and date of birth.
Chelsea Lawrence, April 14th, 1990.
Thank you. Ms. Lawrence, I have you here for one matter. It is a probation violation warrant. It's in the case involving an underlying conviction of possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. You're alleged to have violated terms 3, 4, and 5 of your probation. This court is appointing you an attorney and setting a probation revocation arraignment and disposition hearing on September 18th at 8:30 a.m., and that is downtown. Your release conditions include a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250. If you are able to post this bond, then you will need to follow all of the release conditions which are listed in your paperwork. You may step to the left. Thank you. Okay, I have Albert Gonzalez. Please state your name and your date of birth.
Albert Jesse Gonzalez, May 15, 2002.
Thank you. Mr. Gonzalez, I have you here on two matters. They're both probation violation. Okay. In the first matter, it's probation violation warrant. That's on the case involving the underlying conviction of possession of drug paraphernalia, which is a Class 6 felony. You are alleged to have violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. The court is appointing an attorney and is setting a probation revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing on September 18th at 8:30 in the morning downtown. Terms of your release include a $100 secured appearance bond. Okay. If you are able to post that bond and you are released, you have a list of release terms that you have to follow. Okay, so please take a look at those. That list includes not possessing any weapons, not possessing any drugs without a valid prescription, no alcohol, no driving without a valid license, and then contacting your probation officer within 72 hours of release. In the second matter, you have a probation violation warrant on a case involving an underlying conviction of possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. You're alleged to have violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. The court is appointing an attorney in this matter as well, and your probation revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing are going to be set at the same time as your other case, so September 18th at 8:30 a.m. In this matter, Your release conditions include a $50 secured appearance bond, along with the list of release conditions. They are identical to the release conditions in your other matter. So your total secured appearance bond amount for both cases will be $150. Okay. You can step to your left and get your paperwork from the officers. Okay, I have Rocky Rubio. Please state your name and date of birth.
Rocky Alonzo Rubio, 9/1879.
Okay, thank you. I have you here on one matter. It is a Superior Court grand jury warrant. That warrant is for 2 counts of aggravated DUI. Both are Class 6 felonies. The court is appointing an attorney in this matter. You have 2 upcoming hearings. You have an original arraignment hearing on September 18th at 8:30 a.m. downtown. You also have an evidentiary hearing on September 18th at 1:30 p.m. downtown. In this matter, you are not eligible for release. Okay. The reason for that is that, according to the court's records, on the date of offense for this aggravated DUI allegation, you were on felony release in another matter. Pursuant to Arizona law, that makes you ineligible for release today. Because you are ineligible to be released today, that is why the court is setting an evidentiary hearing. Okay? That's your second hearing on September 18th. At that time, you and your attorney can further discuss your release conditions. Okay? Okay. Thank you.
I just wanted, my lawyer told me to ask for a nominal bond so that I could get either time for this charge also or something like that. I don't know, you just said ask you that.
Give me just 1 second. The court is not going to do that now, because if I do give you a nominal bond, I have to hold you non-bondable today.
Okay.
But that is something, when you go to the evidentiary hearing on September 18th, you and your attorney can talk further about.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Could I have Tyler Mosby?
Mostly January 27, 2000.
Thank you. Okay, I have you here on one matter. It is a probation violation warrant for a case involving an underlying conviction of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. You're alleged to have violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. The court is appointing an attorney for you and is setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing and possible disposition on September 18th at 8:30 a.m. downtown. You are eligible for release. Conditions of your release include a $100 secured appearance bond. If you're able to post that bond and are released, please read your release conditions. As part of those conditions, you are not to possess any weapons, any drugs without a valid prescription, any alcohol. You are not to drive a motor vehicle without a valid license, and you are to contact your probation officer within 72 hours of your release. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Goen Robinson. Goen Robinson. Hello. Could I have your name and your date of birth?
Goen Robinson, 7/12/85.
Thank you. All right, I have you here on two matters. The first matter involves new allegations. They include possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 6 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony, and criminal trespass, a Class 3 misdemeanor. The court has found probable cause on all three of those allegations and has appointed an attorney to represent you. Your next hearings are a status conference on September 17th at 8:30 a.m. downtown and a preliminary hearing on September 19th at 8:30 also downtown. You are eligible for release in this matter. Conditions of your release include a $250 secured appearance bond. If you're able to post that bond, you'll have to follow the remainder of the release conditions, which include not returning to the scene of the crime and not initiating contact with any victim. In your second matter, I have here a Term 1 violation. So that's an allegation that you violated Term 1, which is Term 1 is just not to commit any new offenses. So when you were picked up for the case that we just went over, they filed probation violation in your case CR 2025-100272. The court is appointing an attorney for you in this matter as well. You have a probation revocation arraignment hearing and possible disposition on September 18th at 8:30 a.m. In this matter, you are eligible for release. In this matter, your release conditions include a $250 secured appearance bond. If you are able to post a bond, terms of your release will also include not possessing any weapons, drugs without a prescription, alcohol, not driving a car without a valid license. You must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of your release. And all of those release terms will be listed in your paperwork, which you can get to your left. Thank you so much. Could I have Frederick Nylock-Berg?
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello. Could I have your name and your date of birth?
Frederick Nylock-Berg. Date of birth is April 21st, 1986.
Thank you so much. I have you here on one matter. It involves one new allegation of false reporting to a law officer, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor. Okay? Because of the nature of this offense, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel. But if you want to hire an attorney, you certainly are welcome to. Your next hearing is an arraignment hearing on September 16th. I'm sorry. It's an arraignment hearing on September 25th at 8:30 a.m. That's going to be at the El Centro Justice Court.
Okay.
The court is releasing you on your own recognizance, and you are just ordered not to initiate contact with any of the arresting officers.
All righty.
Okay. So
thank you so much.
Get your paperwork. Make sure that you, that you make your hearing on September 25th. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, Mr. Lopez Romero.
Family, including community supervision.
Hola, yo seré su intérprete de inglés, interpretaré todo lo que diga. Por favor, hable claramente y utilice frases cortas. Un momento, por favor. Okay, you may now begin.
Okay, thank
ma'am,
you.
you may now begin.
Thank you so much, Mr. Interpreter. Could I please have Cesar Lopez Romero?
Could you repeat that name?
Cesar Lopez Romero.
¿Puedo localizar al señor César López Romero?
Sí.
Sir, would you please state your
Yes.
name and your date of birth?
Señor, por favor, ¿me puede decir su nombre y su fecha de nacimiento?
César Manuel López Romero, 17 de mayo de 1992.
César Manuel López Romero, May 17, 1992.
Thank you. I have you here in a matter involving two new allegations. Both are allegations of possession of a firearm by a prohibited person, and they are both Class 4 felonies.
Ok, bueno, lo tengo aquí porque tenemos involucrados dos nuevas alegaciones por posesión de arma de fuego por una persona que lo tiene prohibido y quiero que tenga presente que serían delitos los dos de clase 4.
The court has found probable cause as to both of those allegations.
La corte ha encontrado posible causa para estas alegaciones.
The court has appointed an attorney for you.
La corte le ha asignado un abogado a usted.
You have a status conference on September 17th at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing on September 19th at 8:30 a.m.
Ok, tiene la primera conferencia para el Estado el 17 de septiembre a las 8:30 a.m.
You are eligible for release.
Y también una audiencia preliminar el 19 de septiembre a las 8:30. Continue, ma'am.
I'm so sorry. You're eligible for release in this matter. Conditions of your release include a secured appearance bond in the amount of $2,000.
Ok, también usted es elegible para lo que es ser liberado con ciertas condiciones. Perdón, con ciertas condiciones, incluyendo asegurar su aparición poniendo un monto de $2,000 como depósito.
If you post that bond and are released, you will be released to pretrial services.
Si usted se le ayuda y se le libera por medio de esto, se le estaría devolviendo a pre-trial services, a servicios pre-corte.
And please read your paperwork for a complete list of all your release conditions. Thank you.
Y por favor, lea su papeleo para que sepa todo lo de todas las condiciones de su liberación. I have one question.
Yes, go ahead.
Si yo pago mi bail,
no voy a tener problemas con inmigración.
One question, if I pay my bail and I get out of here, is there a problem with immigration?
Sir, the short answer is possibly. I don't know.
Bueno, la respuesta corta sería posiblemente, pero en realidad no sé.
Your next hearing, though, is next Wednesday. And again, I have appointed an attorney for you, so you can discuss that matter with your attorney.
Ok, bueno, la próxima audiencia que va a tener es el jueves. Vamos a ver. Ya se le ha asignado un abogado, así que se va a poder discutir las cosas con respecto a esto con ese abogado, ¿ok?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Gracias. Ma'am,
Okay.
is there anything else the interpreter can help you with? Okay, go ahead. I thought you were finished.
Oh, I am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. I don't think that you're needed for any other matters. Thank you, sir. We'll just disconnect now.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for calling Lion Breach for your language needs. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay. Could I have Antoine Tompkins? Oh, all right, sir. Will you state your name and your date of birth for me?
Antoine Tompkins, March 7, 2001.
Okay. All right, so, Mr. Thompson, you're going to have to bear with me, all right?
You good.
Just give me 1 second. All right. All right, so you are here on two matters, okay? They're both what we call fugitive of justice warrants. That just means that they're warrants from another state.
I know.
Okay, all right. So, before you came in, were you given a card of information?
No, ma'am.
Okay, that's okay.
Your Honor, yes, he was. He was given that laminated card.
Oh, that's what no, my bad. Yeah, yes, I was given it. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking she's talking about something totally different. My bad. Yeah, I was given the card explaining what's going on, my rights and stuff.
Okay, great, fantastic. All right. Okay, so you're here on numbers 8 and 9 on the calendar, okay? So I'm just going to give you a brief overview before we start. I'm going to read to you from this script. I'm going to advise you of your rights. I'm going to ask you a few questions. But basically, on the number 8, which is the first matter that we are going to cover, you have a warrant out of Illinois, and that is for a case involving a charge of aggravated battery, okay? Because you have not been convicted of this, okay, you are eligible for a bond in this one. In the second one, though, which is listed as number 9 on the calendar, that is for a parole violation matter.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure.
In the one involving the parole violation, you are not eligible for bond.
I know.
Okay. All right, so let's go through this, okay? So as to number 8 in the on the calendar, I'm sorry. Okay, a warrant for your arrest has been issued by the state of Illinois. That state wants you back on this warrant. You previously indicated that you read the paperwork on that laminated card, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you have a choice to make at this time. You can choose to waive your rights to an extradition hearing and be sent back to the requesting state within 30 days, or you can demand an extradition hearing here and that a governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states before you are sent back to the state of Illinois. Right. If you choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing, you would be held non-bondable in Maricopa County Jail for a period of up to 30 days to allow time for Illinois to come get you. That 30 days would start tomorrow as long as you do not have any criminal charges pending against you anywhere in Arizona. So if you did have criminal charges pending against you in Arizona, the 30-day period would not start until those charges are resolved. So if you choose to have an extradition hearing, then we will set a hearing for that, okay? I cannot appoint an attorney to represent you because extradition matters are civil in nature.
Okay.
But you would have the right to hire a lawyer at your expense if you choose. So you are entitled to bail in this case. So in case number 8 involving the new case, okay, so the 1 count of assault, your bond in that matter, the court is setting that as a cash-only bond in the amount of $50,000.
They love that number when they come to me.
Okay, so $50,000, if you were able to post that bond, then you would have other release conditions, including not having contact with the victim, okay?
Sure.
If you're unable to post this bond, you would be held in custody during that time or until another judge modifies your bail, okay? So a governor's warrant signed by the governors of both states is required to extradite you to Illinois, and that process could take up to 90 days. Okay, so do you feel that you understand what, what your rights are and what your choices are in this matter?
Yes, ma'am. I completely understand everything you just said. I'm a waive, too.
You're going to waive?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I don't got no charges pending here.
Okay, so you're going to waive, and so let me I'm not going to go through that whole thing word for word, but do you understand that those same rights and that same decision applies to your second matter, which is number 9 on the calendar? In that matter, I can't give you any bond anyways because it's a parole violation.
I had that problem before. I had a little mishap, and when I ended up going in, the judge set a bond, but my bond was denied.
So let me just advise you, you have a right to remain silent.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, you good.
All right, so do you understand that same choice, it applies to the second matter, but I can't give you a bond.
You can't give me a bond because of parole. I already know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want to waive your right to an extradition hearing in that matter as well, or would you like me to set a hearing?
No, I don't need a hearing. You can waive it. I appreciate that.
Okay. All right. Let me just, give me just 1 second because I'm going to have to fill out, now that you've made this decision, I'm going to have to fill out the orders accordingly. Okay. So before I do that, give me one more second. Kayla, do you know where? Okay. Okay, so right here, so once I select that he is choosing to waive, then nothing else, and they say these release conditions, but nothing about bond or anything comes up because it doesn't apply. Okay, great.
Once you save it, it should bring up the correct documents for him to sign on my end.
Okay, perfect.
And I can check.
All right.
Damn, big dog.
Okay, so that one. Okay. Okay. You know, before you print that, do you mind if I just...
No, just go over everything. So he'll help sign once you're done.
Okay. So is that standard when they waive, then a fugitive from justice hearing?
It will go away.
Oh, it will go away.
There will be no hearing.
Okay.
Once you click that button, it should remove it.
Okay.
And documentation that.
All right, so I'm saving it and signing it. Okay, so 9 should be ready to go, right? Okay. Okay, so both should be ready to go. So Mr. Tompkin, we're going to print out both of those orders that indicate that you're waiving, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to read them over. I'm going to let you read them over. I have a few more questions to ask you, and then we can go ahead and sign, all right?
Okay.
Oh, great, perfect. So to do that now, and then we'll have the, perfect, okay. All right. So I have to go through this list. We've talked about a lot of it, but I'm going to go through the list and then answer each question, okay? This applies to both matters, okay? Did you read the waiver of extradition paperwork?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you don't have to sign or agree to waive your right to an extradition hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have the right to an extradition hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you can hire an attorney at your own expense before you make any decisions?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have the right to demand that a governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both Arizona and Illinois before you are extradited or returned to Illinois?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have the right to bail on the matter involving the assault?
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you want to give up your rights and sign the paperwork as to both matters?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to make the decision to sign the paperwork?
Nope.
Have you had any drugs, alcohol, or medication within the last 24 hours that would interfere with your ability to make this decision?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Mr. Tompkin, I find that you knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily are signing the waiver in both matters, and I will also sign the waiver in both matters. I am directing the Sheriff's Office to notify Illinois that you are ready to return. Illinois will have 30 days from tomorrow, so September 12th, 2025, to pick you up, unless there are local charges pending in Arizona.
Okay.
And then if there are local charges pending, the 30 days does not start until the conclusion of that case. Do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am. I appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate your patience. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead for the speaking. One more time. You're all set. We'll have your paperwork brought to you just a minute. And I'm going to show you the demonstration. Let's look at the paperwork. My printer is very slow. For each of the last two matters, I need to do the hearings in a closed courtroom with no one else.
Make sure they're signed. Okay. And then let me just grab the other keys.
Okay.
We're all set here, and then we can clear the courtroom.
Okay.
That's his copy. Are we clear for the knock?
We're gonna wait for them to leave.
Is there just one person in there?
There's
Two? Okay.
They're of the same nature. Do you want?
Would you like next, Judge?
You know,
And then the other one I'll put in this holding room over here.
okay, great. I would prefer, can the other one hear in the holding room?
I believe so.
Okay.
We do the knock.
Do you hear anything?
Oh, you do? Okay.
Both answers in similar nature.
Okay. If that's what,
Both and separate, we count that.
if that's the way it's typically done.
When you're all the nature charges
Okay.
together.
Okay.
Or they can hear.
Okay. All right. Could I please have Joseph Camiso?
Your Honor, Joseph Martin Camiso, 52143.
Thank you so much. I have you here on one matter. That matter is a Superior Court grand jury warrant on the following charges. 2 counts of sex conduct with a minor, both Class 2 felonies. 1 count of molestation of a child, a Class 2 felony. 1 count of sex conduct with a minor, a Class 3 felony. And 2 counts of sexual abuse of a minor, both Class 5 felonies. From the financial profile statement that I have indicated here that you are not considered to be indigent, that you plan on hiring your own attorney, so the court is not going to appoint an attorney for you at this time. Okay?
I'm sorry, can I speak?
Yes.
I cannot hire an attorney? Is that what you said?
So according to the financial affidavit, so the information that I have, it indicates that you plan on hiring your own attorney.
Right,
Okay.
correct, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No, that's all right. So at this point, I am not going to deem you indigent, and I will not appoint you a court-appointed attorney.
Correct.
Okay? Your next hearing is going to be a not guilty arraignment on September 18th at 8:30 a.m. That's going to be downtown. Conditions of your release include a cash-only appearance bond in the amount of $150,000. If you post that bond, you will be released to pretrial services, and you will not be released from jail until an electronic monitoring equipment has been installed. If you are released with this electronic monitoring unit, you will then be on house arrest. You would not be able to leave your home except during the hours set or approved by pretrial services. You are not to return to any scene of any alleged crimes, not to initiate contact with the alleged victim or victims, not to initiate contact with any alleged complainants or witnesses. You're prohibited from accessing the internet through any electronic means. And there are other release conditions that will be listed on your paperwork. Okay? Let me just go over everything to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Okay. I think that's it. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, what?
That's it. That's all I have. So thank you.
Can I speak at all?
Sure. Well, let me caution you. You have the right to remain silent.
I'm just saying this is a family matter that we had an argument with.
Okay. So again, I
Okay.
don't want to cut you off, but
Okay.
anything you say in this hearing could be used in your case.
Okay, it's not going to change nothing, is what you're saying today, right? What you said?
It's not going to change anything today. However, your next hearing is in the middle of next week. So at that time, you and your attorney can address your release conditions, or try to address your release conditions with your criminal trials judge. Okay?
See, I still work, and I have jobs that are pending, right, like tomorrow and Monday. That's what I'm saying, I still work.
I understand. So, contact your attorney as soon as you can, discuss that with.
So you
with
can't
your-
change nothing,
No.
Okay.
No.
I just thought I would ask, I mean.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, and then Anthony Estrada.
Hi, Your Honor.
Hello, please state your name and your date of birth.
Anthony Estrada. It's April 2nd, 1971.
Okay. Mr. Estrada, I have you here on one matter. It is the Superior Court Grand Jury Warrant. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. It is a grand jury warrant on a case that involves 10 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor. All 10 counts are Class 2 felonies. The court is appointing an attorney in your matter, and your arraignment hearing is set for September 18th at 8:30 in the morning, and that will be downtown. Conditions of your release include a $100,000 cash-only appearance bond. If you post that bond, the following release conditions will be applied. You would be released under pretrial services supervision. You shall not be released from jail until an electronic monitoring unit has been installed. Once that is installed, you would be released under house arrest, where you cannot leave your home except for the times approved by pretrial services. You are not to return to the scene of any alleged crime, not initiate contact with the alleged victim or victims, not initiate contact with any alleged complainants or witnesses, not have any contact with any minors. You are prohibited from accessing the internet through any electronic means. And there are other additional release conditions that you'll want to make sure that you understand and you abide by. Okay?
And once I promise, I do take care of my mom. She's been sick lately. And the last 2 days I haven't been able to get a hold of her. I'm worried about her. Because right now I don't think nobody's there at the house with her. That's the only thing about it.
I understand that. That does not change this court's order, but you will have a hearing next week. At that hearing, you will meet with your attorney, and that's something that you can discuss with your attorney.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, I think that's it, right? All right, this concludes the 8 p.m. IA calendar.
Good evening. This is the 11 p.m. initial appearance calendar for September the 11th, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of the DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar. We're going to start with Anthony Jim. Please come to the podium. Don Keys, please go to the chair. Hello, thank you. Can you please state your full name?
Anthony Xavier Jim,
Thank you. Your date of birth?
March 26, 98.
All right, now you have two cases before me today, number 3 and number 4 on the docket. I'm going to start with number 4. The underlying charges are 1 count of possession or use of dangerous driving as a class 4 felony, 1 count of escape as a second degree as a class 5 felony, 1 count of resisting arrest as a class 6 felony, 1 count of criminal trespassing as a third degree as a class 3 misdemeanor. The date of violation on those were December 26th of 2024. You have existing counsel. You, however, failed to show up for, I believe, your sentencing, and therefore you have a secured appearance bond in that case now for $5,000. However, you now have new charges. I'm now going to case number 3 on the docket. It has the same name and date of birth on those. Anthony Xavier Jim, and date of birth March 26, 1998, correct?
Yes.
You are now being charged with 1 count of possession of a dangerous drug as a class 4 felony. In that case, I'm appointing counsel to represent you. You have a status conference set on September the 17th at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing set on September the 19th at 8:30 a.m. But because you were on felony release on your other case, I have to hold you without bond. But because I'm holding you without bond, you have a right to have an evidentiary hearing because of that. And so you have another court date set on September the 18th at 1:30 p.m. All right? So if you go to your left, you'll get all your paperwork. Don Keys, please come to the podium. Mario Mejia, please go to the chair. Hello. Could you please state your name?
Yes, it's Dawn Keys.
Okay, and I believe your middle name is Mary?
Mary, yes.
All right, and your date of birth?
6/16/1965.
Thank you. Now you have a warrant stemming from the grand jury, and that is for 1 count of trafficking in stolen property in the first degree as a class 2 felony. The grand jury found probable cause. I am appointing counsel to represent you. You have an arraignment set on September the 18th, 8:30 a.m., and they have recommended a bond in the amount of $15,000, and that is what I'm going to set. So you have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $15,000.
May I say something?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I just was wondering if you could just release me because I have 2 little dogs at home and nobody has been with them all day. One is 14 and one is 11. And I went to court for this case, and when I got into the lobby, the lady told me in the lobby that the case was dropped. I went to court and I showed up and I won't miss court. I just
the problem it may have been dropped back then, but at one time, but the case has gone to a grand jury. A grand jury has found that there's probable cause. The grand jury has recommended a bond in the amount of $15,000, and I'm not inclined to go against the grand jury.
I have nobody to take care of my dogs.
Okay, well, I would.
Please.
I can call animal control and let them know to go and get your animals.
She's 14 years old.
I love animals myself. I'm
sorry.
I'm so sorry, but I'm not going to go against the grand jury.
I'm sorry.
I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to go from $15,000 to
how much is my bond?
That if you can use a bonding company, and usually they're about 10%. So I'm so sorry. I'm not going to change it. Hopefully you can find somebody who can help your animals.
No, that's okay.
Mario Mejia, please come to the podium. Marcos Coronado, please go to the chair. Please, could you please state your full name?
Say it one more time.
Could you please tell me your full name?
Mario Saul Mejia,
Thank you, and your date of birth?
4/30/75.
Thank you. You have, one count, you're being charged with one count of possessing a weapon by prohibited person as a class 4 felony. I am going to appoint counsel to represent you. You are being, you have a status conference set on September the 17th at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing set for September the 19th at 8:30 a.m. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $10,000.
The what?
A secured appearance bond, which means you can use a bonding company, but the bond amount is $10,000.
Wow. Your Honor, I was never, this is my first time ever hearing about being charged with another charge on top of what I'm already here for.
Well, this is what you're here for.
I never was told.
Well,
I was never charged.
This is what you're being charged for.
Yeah, but nobody's ever read me my Miranda rights or nothing.
You don't have to be read Miranda rights for this. This is
Charges?
This is your initial appearance. This is what you're being taught. This is where you're getting told what your charges are. So you're being charged with being a prohibited possessor with possessing a weapon. So you're not supposed to have a weapon, and
what?
You had a weapon.
Why can't I have a weapon?
Because as a felon,
I'm not a felon no more. It's been 30 years since I had that case.
When you are convicted of a felony, you are not allowed to have a weapon.
So
you can never, ever, not like decades ago, you still cannot ever have a weapon.
I was told it was like 7 years or some shit like that.
Okay. Okay, guess what? You don't want to talk about the case. I am appointing counsel to represent you. You will have an attorney who will be able to help you with your case, but you cannot have a weapon.
Understood.
Okay? I am just including a part of your release conditions that you cannot have a weapon. This is telling you that you have charges against you. Okay? And now I'm dealing with your release conditions. The state is recommending $10,000, and they are talking about the fact that also that you have prior felonies. And so because of that, I am...
They're historical.
Yes, even though they are old, you have prior felonies.
Like when I was a little child.
Okay.
Ma'am.
All right,
How am I ever going to win if I could never look forward because my back is killing me?
This bond amount is secured appearance, so you can use a bonding company.
Right.
You have your new court date. I am appointing counsel to represent you. If you go to your left, you'll get your paperwork.
When's the new court date again?
It is September the 17th and September the 19th.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Now, would that be running concurrent with my other charges?
Right now, you're not convicted. You have a new court date to see if you even have probable cause. Okay?
I don't know what that means.
That means that a grand jury or a judge will determine if there is probable cause for new charges. Right now, I'm just doing on probable cause for release conditions. Okay?
No.
I found probable cause of these charges, but now an attorney would have to find out. Now you will have a right to have probable cause before it would be. You have a probable cause determination.
So I can't get OR?
I'm not giving you an OR. No.
Please, ma'am.
I'm not giving you an OR. I've already made my determination. Please, I'm telling you right now, go get your paperwork. Marcos Coronado, please come to the podium. James Moorhead, please go to the chair. Thank you. Can you please state your full name?
Marcos Coronado.
And your middle name is Luis or Louis?
Louis.
Louis. Okay, and your date of birth?
07/03/1977.
Thank you. And you have a warrant for violating your probation. I am going to appoint counsel to represent you. You have probation revocation hearings set on September the 18th at 8:30 a.m. And your warrant is for a secured appearance bond in the amount of $10,000. And I'm going to affirm that warrant. So if you go to your left, you'll get that paperwork.
What was my court date again? I'm sorry.
It is September 18th at 8:30.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. James Moorhead, please come to the podium. Eliza Oliveras, please go to the chair. Hello, sir. You have 4 cases before me today. All right? 4? Yes. Number 5, 6, 7, and 8. We'll just go through them. And there, could you please state with your full name?
James Michael Moorhead,
All right, your date of birth?
1867.
All right. Now, that is the same name and date of birth on all of them, which is number 5, 6, 7, and 8 on the calendar. They are all for warrants for violating your probation. Now, going back to number 5. I am appointing counsel to represent you. You have probation revocation hearings set on September the 18th at 8:30 a.m. You have a bond amount in the amount of $250. Going to number 6. As I stated, you have your name and date of birth. I'm appointing counsel to represent you. You have probation revocation hearings set on the same date and time, September the 18th at 8:30 a.m., but your bond is in the amount of a secured appearance bond in the amount of $750. Number 7, a warrant for violating your probation. I'm appointing counsel to represent you. You have probation revocation hearings set on the same date and time, September the 18th at 8:30 a.m., and a secured appearance bond in the amount of $750. And on the last one, that is, again, a warrant for violating your probation. I'm again appointing counsel to represent you. Again, you have hearings, probation revocation hearings set on the same date and time, September the 18th at 8:30 a.m., but your bond amount in this one is in the amount of $1,000. Okay?
Can you tell me specifically what I did wrong?
You violated your probation, and I've appointed counsel to represent you. They'll be able to talk to you about the specifics.
Okay, because I've tried to do everything that they asked me to do, and
I believe a lot of it might just be the fact that you haven't reported and things of that nature. You can go to your left and look at your paperwork. Okay? Well, for violating your probation, you have 4 different cases for which you've done so. Okay, Olivares, please come to the podium. Marcos Sanchez, please go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can you please state your name?
Eleazar Alberto Olivares,
And your date of birth?
9586.
Thank you. You have a warrant for your arrest, and I'm just trying to figure out why. You're being charged, let's see. Oh, it was a direct warrant. Hold on, let's see why. Let me take a look. Oh, it was a direct complaint. You're being charged with 1 count of shoplifting as a Class 4 felony and 1 count of possessing or using dangerous drugs as a Class 4 felony. The date of violations were April 6th of 2025. And I'm appointing counsel to represent you. You have a status conference set on September the 17th at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing set on September the 19th at 8:30 a.m. And you have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,000.
1,000?
Yes.
What was that drug thing?
It's possession of dangerous drugs is a Class 4 felony, but the shoplifting is a Class 4 felony.
Possession of dangerous drugs. Ah.
Yep, and both of those.
What month was that?
It was April the 6th of this year. Okay, if you just go to your left, you'll get that paperwork. Marcos Sanchez, please come to the podium. Tracy Roan, please go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can you please state your name?
Marcos E. Sanchez, ma'am.
Thank you. Your date of birth?
June 17, 1998.
Thank you. You have a warrant for violating your probation. I'm appointing counsel to represent you. You have a probation revocation hearing set on September the 18th at 8:30 a.m. and I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250.
I was going to say, I already had that original date on the 17th.
No, you have a date set for September the 18th at 8:30 a.m.
Well, okay, but the same $250 bond, ma'am, it was originally set on the September 17th.
That's why I'm in orange jumpsuit right now, ma'am. I know it's confusing. I'm just keeping it a buck with you.
No, I understand. I have this as a page 2 for a different, let's see.
Oh, my God.
No, I understand, and I understand you're in custody already, so that you maybe, it just says.
Because I already took care of the hold in Tempe. That's why they
took care of the
extended.
hold in Tempe.
Yes, and that's why, and they wanted to release me in Tempe, but I had the
But
hold
then you
here.
have the hold here.
And then, yes, and then that's why I had the original court date on the 17th. I was supposed to have it already, but since I had the hold in Tempe, they extended my stay here. Yes, and I don't have no one, I have no outside support but myself right now, okay?
Yeah, I have that.
Dude, I am a blue collar worker, okay? I stay out of trouble. I'm just, look.
Okay. Well, first of all, if you have court on the 17th for this case, then they can vacate this hearing, okay?
What does that mean, vacate? Like?
That means they can get rid of it, all right? But right now, I have this court date, so you can let them know that, hey, look, that this case was set, and you can show them your paperwork, okay. All right? But since the other one is set earlier, if they can get rid of this one, then that's terrific.
Because it's for the same reason.
Okay, they should then hopefully take care of that one and take care of this one at the same time. All right, but right now, all I have is that this is page 2, so that it has to be taken care of. I mean, I have to set it.
No, it's all good, but I mean, I
understand. It's like there's a lot going on, but I would hope that they could hopefully take care of you on the 17th, which is a day before the one that's set right now, and then they would be able to resolve this one at the same time.
So
okay?
both on the 17th, right?
I would hope so. At this moment, I cannot go in and change this court date here, correct? We don't have access to the other system, okay? We can only have access to our system. It automatically sets it. I would say, though, take your paperwork with you when you go to court. Show your attorney that other one, and they may be able to resolve it as well, okay? Like you said, it's the same case.
Is.
So then they should just be able, like I said, they should be able to vacate.
Okay.
All right? They should be able to just deal with it and not have it happen.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, so, but I am going to, like I said, it's $250 secured appearance bond in this case. Okay. It seems like it's not changing anything. Yes, you just go to the left and get your paperwork. All right. Tracy, Marcos Sanchez. I'm sorry, did we not just deal with him? That was Marcos? So you are, no, you're Marcos Sanchez. No, you're Tracy Rome. Right, sorry. And Van Walker, please go to the chair. Okay, so yes, please. Can you please tell me your full name?
Yes, Tracy Rome.
All right, your middle name is Nigel?
Yeah, Nigel.
Okay, Nigel. And your date of birth?
August 3rd, 1973.
Thank you. You have a warrant for violating your probation. I'm appointing counsel to represent you, and you have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you just go to your left, you'll get your paperwork.
All right.
Then Walker, please go to the podium. Bernardo Silva, please go to the chair. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Can you please state your name?
Van Justin Walker,
Thank you. And your date of birth?
July 5th, 1964.
All right. Now, I have that you have a new case out of Surprise Municipal Court. It is for one count of theft. It's a Class 1 misdemeanor. I did find that there was probable cause for this charge. I'm not sure about, I do not believe I had a financial information, so I don't have that regarding indigency issues at this moment. However, I'm going to be releasing you on your own recognizance, so I'm not going to get into that at this moment. You have an arraignment set on October the 7th at 1:30 p.m., so be sure to show up for court. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
I am putting down for you not to initiate contact with any alleged victims. Okay? So that means that you cannot initiate any sort of contact.
Yes, Your Honor.
Just go to your left and get your paperwork.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bernardo Silva, please come to the podium. Sean Carr, please go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can you please state your name?
Bernardo Silva,
Your date of birth?
December 17, 1994.
Thank you. You're being charged with one count of possessing or using a narcotic drug as a class 4 felony. Hold on, let me just double check that other one. Yeah, that was municipal. Okay. One count of possessing or using a narcotic drug as a class 4 felony. I'm appointing counsel to represent you. You have a status conference set on September the 25th at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing set on September the 29th at 8:30 a.m. I am going to be releasing you. I'm just releasing you. As you have heard, I have to find out whether there's probable cause or not. Actually, I find there is no probable cause in your case. Hold on. Yes. Did I mark it up right? Let me see. Oh, I didn't mark it correct up here. I'm having to change the thing just because I didn't actually mark no PC on there. Because I have to, in order to be able to hold someone, I have to find that there's probable cause. The way that the form, I don't get a whole police report. I only get this one form. But just because I don't find probable cause doesn't mean that it dismisses any such charges.
Right.
So you still have the charges, you still have court. I am going to be appointing counsel to represent you, but I can't find any sort of release conditions. So yes, I've made the changes, I've done the signature. So make sure you show up for court, but I am releasing you.
On which date again?
It is, you're going to get the paper. It's September the 25th at 8:30 a.m. and September the 29th at 8:30 a.m. Okay? But yes, all they did was just say that you had drugs. I didn't see that they tested anything. I didn't see like if they said there was a color. I didn't see anything. They just said that you had it. Right. It's like, that's nothing. So to me, I did not find probable cause.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. If you just go to your left, yes, you got your paperwork. All right. Sean Carr, please come to the podium. Jose Montoya, please go to the chair.
Hi.
Hello. Could you please state your full name?
Sean Carr, June 1st, 2001.
And your middle name is Michael?
Yes.
All right. Now you have new charges out of San Marcos Justice Court. It is one count of criminal damage as a class 1 misdemeanor. If you were to remain in custody, you would be appointed counsel at the next hearing. You have an arraignment set on September the 30th at 10 a.m. I will be releasing you on your own recognizance, but I do not want you to return to the scene of the alleged crime. I do not want you to initiate any contact with the alleged victim or the arresting officers. Also, you may not reside at the same location as any alleged victim, nor go to the alleged victim's residence, even if you are the owner or the renter of the residence. You may be allowed one civil standby with a law enforcement officer in order to be permitted to be able to collect your belongings.
What do you mean by that?
That if you lived with I believe it was your grandmother, you can only go back there with law enforcement to pick up your belongings one time. So you can't go back there.
Okay.
All right. But you can be released from jail. You don't have to put forth a bond and to be able to, just make sure that you go to court.
Okay.
Okay.
What is my court date?
And you're going to get your paperwork, but your next court date is September 30th at 10 a.m.
All right. Thank you.
Jose Montoya, please come to the podium. Jesus Caro, please go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can you please state your full name?
Jose Ricardo Montoya,
Thank you. Your date of birth?
August 14, 91.
Thank you. Okay, this is the fugitive justice one. We should probably do that one after,
We can do that one first. We can do that one right now.
do the next one first? Do him next? You did this one? Okay. I just like doing those, towards the, okay. So then, can you please state your full name? I'm sorry, I think you did.
Yeah,
Your date of birth.
8/14/91.
All right, so you are here on a fugitive of justice warrant, and, okay, let me see, where is that? So, let me look again at that warrant. I remember, another warrant is to be held without bond. I'm trying to remember exactly what state it is from. Yeah, and it is out of California. So, yeah, there's California. Okay. I just don't want to tell you the wrong state. Okay, so were you given, did you receive the, so we just talked about your name and date of birth, but a warrant for your arrest has been issued by the state of California. That state wants you back on this warrant. Before court, you were given a laminated card to review. Did you read that paperwork?
Yes, ma'am.
As I stated, you have a warrant from the state of California. You have a choice to make at this time. You can choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing and be sent back to the requesting state within 30 days, or you can demand an extradition hearing and that a governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states before you are sent back to the state of California. If you choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing, you would be held in non-bondable in Maricopa County Jail for a period of up to 30 days to allow time for the requesting state to come for you. That 30 days would start tomorrow as long as you do not have any criminal charges pending against you anywhere in Arizona. If you do have criminal charges pending against you in Arizona, that 30-day period will not start until those charges are resolved. If you choose to have an extradition hearing, I will set your hearing for, what date do we have? For September the 22nd at 1:30 p.m. at Superior Court, Phoenix at 201 West Jefferson. I cannot appoint an attorney to represent you because extradition matters are civil in nature, but you would have the right to hire a lawyer at your expense if you chose. You are entitled to bail. In this case, that would be non-bondable. Actually, you're not entitled to bail because the arrest warrant is post-conviction. A governor's warrant signed by governors of both states is required to extradite you to California. That process could take up to 90 days. Do you know if you'd like to waive your rights or not?
I would like for both states to
have to go forward that? Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
then I will hold you non-bondable and you can have your hearing set on the 22nd.
All right, and that gives California up to 60 days to come get me, right?
Well, right now we're going to just have your hearing. I'm going to put down that you do not choose to waive your rights. I'm going to have your hearing set.
All right, awesome.
Okay. Okay, so do not choose to waive his rights. Yeah, it's fine. So it's just as it is. So nothing was changed the way I already had it done.
Yes. So I'll just print it out.
Okay, great. All right, thank you so much. If you go to your left, you can get your paperwork. I don't know if you have to do it again. Oh, they're printing your paperwork, but you go to your left, okay. Jesus Carter, please come to the podium.
Hello, sir.
Hola.
You are being, could you please state your full name?
Jesús Ricardo Caro Aguilar.
Okay, I have, on the booking paperwork, I have Jesus Ricardo Caro. Is that? Oh, we do need, oh, I'm sorry. That's what we have that. That's what we have the other one before we had this one, okay. I just thought you, yes. I need to sit. Hello, interpreter?
This interpreter, I am here.
Thank you. Could you please announce your name and your badge number if you have one for the record?
Of course. This is the interpreter. My name is Eder, E-D-E-R. My interpreter ID is 34908.
Thank you. And then we can just start. Could you please state your name?
Of course. ¿Me puede empezar con su nombre?
Sí, Jesús Ricardo Caro Aguilar.
This is Ricardo Cardo Aguilar.
I don't have Aguilar on your paperwork, so you should let your attorney know that that needs to be added on.
No tengo Aguilar en los papeles, entonces déjele saber a su abogado que este nombre se tiene que agregar.
Okay.
What is your date of birth?
July 6, 1987. Julio 6 de 1987.
July 6, 1987.
Thank you. You are being charged with one count of possessing or using a dangerous drug as a Class 4 felony.
Entonces, usted tiene un cargo de la posesión de un drago. Esto es lo que es un delito mayor.
One count of possessing or using drug paraphernalia as a Class 6 felony.
Usted también tiene otro cargo por lo que es el uso de lo que es las drogas inoculadas. Esto también sería un cargo mayor.
And one count of criminal trespassing in the third degree as a Class 3 misdemeanor.
Y también tiene una cuenta de desalojo de lo que es un ambiente en el tercer grado. Esto sería un delito menor del tercer grado.
I did find probable cause for these charges.
Llegamos a encontrar las causas probables por estos cargos.
I am appointing counsel to represent you.
Le voy a llegar a adjuntar lo que es una consejería para representarlo.
You have a status conference set on September the 25th at 8:30 a.m.
Tiene lo que es una cita hecha para el septiembre 25 a las 8:30 de la mañana.
And a preliminary hearing set on September the 29th at 8:30 a.m.
Y también tiene lo que es una audiencia preliminar, lo que es el 29 de septiembre a las 9:30 de la mañana.
I am going to release you on your own recognizance.
lo voy a dar de libertad bajo su propia connicencia.
That is on your promise to appear for court.
Eso significa que usted promete llegar a presentarse a la corte.
That is at Superior Court in Phoenix at 175 West Madison Street.
Esto es en el Corte Superior de Phoenix, en el 175 West Calle Madison.
Do you have any questions?
¿Alguna pregunta que tenga?
No, todo está bien.
No.
Thank you
all
very
fine.
much, interpreter.
Thank you for using our services. Hope you have a good night.
You too. Okay.
Please rate
yes,
the quality of service for this call by pressing 5 for very good, 4 for good, 3 for okay.
And then as soon as they all go up, then I'll take the last person. While they're doing that, I'll do the house calls on the record. The house calls will be number 15, number 19, and number 10. So number 15, Benjamin Robert Flynn, date of birth September 3rd, 1985. He has a warrant for failing to show up for failing to appear for his trail management conference. He has $10,000 cash only bond. So I did his underlying charge is 1 count of aggravated assault as a domestic violence class 5 felony. He has existing counsel. He has a cash-only appearance bond. I affirmed that bond in the amount of $10,000. I did include about not initiating contact with the alleged victim, not having any physical contact with the alleged victim. And number 19, named Alan S. Pistacio, date of birth January the 14th, 1987. He is being charged with 1 count of aggravated assault with a first responder as class 5 felony, 1 count of resisting arrest using physical force as a class 6 felony. And that was, I did find probable cause for those charges. He is in Lower Buckeye Jail. I did do his initial appearance by teams earlier, right before court. I did appoint counsel to represent him. He has a status conference set on September the 17th at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing set on September the 19th at 8:30 a.m. I set a secured appearance bond in that case in the amount, in the amount of $25,000. Number 10 on the docket is Archer Digiman, date of birth November 9th, 1999. It's a warrant out of Goodyear Municipal Court. The underlying charges is 1 count of assault as a class 1 misdemeanor, 1 count of disorderly conduct as a class 1 misdemeanor. If he remains in custody, he is to be appointed counsel at the next hearing. He has an arraignment set on September the 17th at 8:30 a.m. and he has a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. All right. What's up with my mouth? Okay, so are we all good on the next one?
Yeah, he's coming in right now.
Okay, okay.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
My name is Christopher James Allen, date of birth is 4/6/1971.
Thank you. And you want, just because the radio squawked at that same time you're doing the date of birth, if you could say it again.
4/6/1971.
Thank you. Could you just still close the door just to make sure that nobody else could? I understand, but I'd still rather just to have as many layers as possible. Okay. Now, you are being charged with 10 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor as a Class 2 felony, 1 count of dangerous drugs as a Class 4 felony, 1 count of visual depiction of a bestiality as a Class 1 misdemeanor. I did find that there was probable cause for these charges. I am appointing counsel to represent you. You have a status conference set on September the 17th at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing set on September the 19th at 8:30 a.m. I am going to set a secured appearance bond in the amount of $100,000.
Oh my God.
I will tell you that prosecutors actually, they asked for $150,000 and I brought it down to $100,000.
Ma'am, can I ask, please? Oh shit! Can I ask, please, for medical, like OR with ankle monitor, anything? I'm a spinal patient. I have a lot of nerve issues, and I have pressure ulcer on my foot. I have severe mobility issues too.
I will tell you, I actually felt uneasy bringing it down $50,000 worth. So I can tell you, no, I'm not going to bring it down anymore. And if you are to be released if you do get bonded out, you're to be on pretrial services and on electronic monitoring. You are not to initiate contact with the arresting officers. You're not to have any contact with minors. You are not to have you're not to use the internet with the exception of work or school. Obviously, if you want, I'm going to put in, and also for jail visitation, if you need to be on, let me edit this.
Ma'am, I'm sorry, I'm really confused about all this stuff, and this is like a lot to take in. So my bond is $100,000.
Yes.
So I need $10,000 just to get out?
Yes.
Oh my God, nobody has that. I'm stuck. My parents don't have it. Dude, this is gonna really suck.
Okay.
Can I at least get a wheelchair in here?
I believe they have those things that they can get you. Yes.
I'm supposed to have a wheelchair.
Okay, I do believe that there's ways that they can get that for you. Medical care will be able to be, you can get medical care.
Can I get my meds? I haven't had my medication since this morning.
They will definitely, you will be able to get your medication. Okay. But these are your release conditions. Like I said, I actually brought it down $50,000.
I know. I appreciate your generosity there. I do. It wouldn't help me if you brought it down $20,000.
Okay, but I understand, but there's no way that I can bring it any further down. So I do wish you well, but
that's my first offense. I have no offenses
but I can tell you that I have appointed counsel. Your counsel can also do motions to modify your release conditions. Okay, so good.
I don't even know my folks' number to call them.
I know.
I haven't been able to call or anything. Where do I go now? Yeah, I got it.
An envelope?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yes, we're adjourned. This hearing is adjourned. I finished the house call already.